Hello, everybody. I don't have Twitch plug.
Hello.
First. Hello, everyone. Welcome to session 9 of Emoris. I gotta pull the stream up on my phone because I forgot to do that. Just to make sure that I know everyone's here. Welcome on, welcome all. So, before we begin, because we won't see everyone tomorrow because we don't stream on Tuesdays, happy St. Paddy's Day to everyone who's celebrating it. We have a couple of people here who are dressed for the occasion, which, you know what? Both of you can have an inspiration point for putting in the effort that you did.
I will take it.
Okay. Because I'm feeling nice. I guess we'll...
Jameson next to me, does that count?
Not enough for an inspiration point, I'm afraid.
Well, no, not for that. But
I guess we'll see what everyone's outfits are in a second. The rest of us are all wearing some modicum of green, apart from Esprit, who was just out of
naked as the day he was born.
damn right, dude.
Yep. Just wearing no pants.
No, there's...
I'm jealous.
Camera only shows up here.
That's true. This is the benefit of streaming. But yeah, so let me think of announcements. We have an Esprit today. I forgot about that. That was an announcement last week that we weren't going to have him, but we do have him, which we're all very happy about, very excited about.
Hooray!
So everything will be business as usual today. On Wednesday, I believe we're playing Civil War. We didn't play Civil War last week because Forge was ill, but as far as I'm aware, he's perking up a little bit, so we will probably get back to Civil War on Wednesday. And that is, if I'm not mistaken, becoming a weekly thing instead of a bi-weekly thing.
Yep.
Which is interesting. And then apart from that, Emoris is back on Monday. And then that's it. I don't have any other announcements. Hi Daito's mom. Hi Kem's husband. Hi Felix's roommates. Did I miss anyone?
Hi, all of chat.
Hi, all of chat, exactly.
Yeah.
I got some cool art for free now.
Oh yes, we have cool free art. I forgot to pull that up on the screen.
Not art that is costing no monetary value.
Art of the
For
character,
my
for
character free. I'm also going to link it in the chat to my Twitter.
Perfect, that works. So if anyone wants to go see the official free art, go check out the link that Kem is posting in chat. Support the artist. What's the artist's name? I forgot her at.
She goes by Fel, but felsartshop.tumblr.com is where she normally posts stuff.
So check out the Tumblr. She's super cool. Really solid art.
It's really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It genuinely is.
Yes.
Can confirm.
It is quite good.
But yeah, apart from that, I don't have any other announcements. Anyone else?
Mm-mm.
Nothing
That's
other than
sweet.
I did pour myself a glass of whiskey and then realized I haven't had anything to eat today, so I'm not going to be drinking that yet.
Fair enough. Remember to
call.
practice social distancing. Stay safe.
Yes.
People.
Today's episode is sponsored by washing your hands and not touching people.
Yeah.
Being
I mean,
a
don't
social
touch people in
introvert
general. Like,
for the
they're
win.
not you. Don't touch them. But
I should have made someone
actually,
write an
don't touch
advert for
people
that.
today.
Now I
Please
want to
should
touch
bring chat real
everybody.
fast.
Wash your piss mittens.
Wash your what? What did you just call that?
That
Piss
was
mittens.
interesting.
Let's all
Grizzle.
take a second to shame Grizz.
Well,
I stole that. I stole that
Wow,
from something
man.
else. I wanted to see if anybody in chat got it, but
That's-
Considering I'm not really like in the in crowd for pop culture, I didn't know.
it's not pop culture.
I know.
I
kind of
think
figured
that's just
what I mean
Grizz
was-
being weird.
I don't know how to feel about you anymore, man. I really don't.
We are no longer friends.
I've heard them called worse. Trust me. But yeah, anyway, on that note, Piss Mittens, who wants to get started with some gameplay? Everybody?
Aye, sir.
Woohoo!
Yay! Okay, so previously on Emoris, You all had cleaned up your little werewolf problem in Big Dacky and tied up some loose ends in the town before you said your goodbyes to Mazor, and you started heading westward. You stocked up on some supplies for that, and you got your magic box and your magic pot, and then you decided to make your way at a pit stop, no pun intended, at the pit.
I would like to make another clarification. A pot as in a vase, not magical pot as in the plant.
Yeah, we forgot about
No,
that.
it's both.
Felt
It's a
like that
plant
needed to be
pot.
clarified.
It is a plant pot, so I don't know if it could. I don't know, man.
Okay,
Man,
sorry.
You have no idea what's actually in that pot. All you know is that it's magical.
True.
You can ask about it at any point, though. So remember that. Oh, did you see it? I don't remember. Anyway, what was I saying? You headed west to the pit stop, where you found that the entirety of the pit had been overtaken by a force of Tarket officers from the nearest Gizaeran big cities of Arash and Halfjordi, which is the capital. And you found that it was being overseen by one Councilman Urzog Dul, who was a member of the Council of Sand. That is like the high governing entity of Gizaeri, and he, they, as a council, advised the monarch, King Grugga Yator. He was being aided by Inquisitor Hess of the Convex Order, and both of them interrogated you about what you were doing in the pit, what happened there before they sent you on your way, told you to go away, and they did not allow you to access the pit at all. But you did learn a little bit about what they were doing. You learned that Vija's body was not there, or that it was not found. And while you were there, you finally got your group name as Wade christened you the Silvered Goats. After this, you left and you headed westward, going towards the city of Ernroot, and that's where we left off. So, you spent the better part of yesterday just traveling, and you had your little Kruthic encounter. Not that you know what that is. So, you've been walking for a while, so your legs are aching. You will have all been covered in some degree of sweat, especially after the battle. But the sun is now set just below the horizon. The stars are starting to pop out, and there is more of like a gentle wind mixed in with the coldness of the chilliness of the early evening. We left off with you all eating a stew that Free had cooked of freshly slain insectoid creature and a few vegetables and a few meat rations, things like that. There, you set up your camp in between a rock and some trees, and there's a small campfire that you're all sitting around while you eat your stew. So, Silvered Goats, what would you all like to do?
The Silvered Goats.
The Silvered Goats. I'm gonna call you Silvered Goats.
Yeah. We need the definite article.
What was
or
the
it doesn't
first part
work.
of that sentence?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Weren't we setting up for setting up
Launches
camp or
camp.
something?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you set up the tents, and you have your small campfire that you are all eating around. The stew is served, so there is none left, but you are all just sitting around, just just there,
Okay.
So if
Eat in
there's
silence,
anything
I
you guys
guess.
want to do, you just let me know. Otherwise, it'll be awkward.
No, I mean, there's
Always
nothing
awkward.
particular.
Let's stew in the awkward for about a few more minutes.
Sure.
Yeah.
We already set up tents because I remember Free needed help.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, that was adorable.
Yeah, as
So
you
how
all
about
sit
that
there.
mess, huh?
As you all sit there in the relative silence of the desert, there are crickets chirping in the background, and there's that gentle of the small breeze blowing over the empty plains of sand. A bird lands down in one of the dead trees and looks at you a little bit and then flies off. It's nice, and as you all finish up your stew, the campfire starts to get low and starts to cinder down a little bit. And you guys can start setting up for your watch if you would like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who would like to go first today?
I can go first. If nobody else wants to.
Sure. Is anyone going
I
with
guess
Thyra?
I'll partner up with Thyra. Sure.
Fair enough. Yeah, so the rest of you can retreat to your various tents. You all get one to yourselves, unless you would choose not to. And you can begin to sleep if you would like. So Isabel and Thyra, why don't you both go ahead and make perception checks for me?
Yay, I'm great at those.
17.
Nice.
18. Haha!
Nice. Yeah, in a rare turn of events, Isabel, you see Thyra looking around, looking pretty good, and you just feel ever so confident that you can see a little bit further than she can. For the moment, nothing is stirring.
That's how we do. That's how we do an earn route.
Are you excited to go back to where it all began?
I guess it's not exactly a. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not even sure if my shite will even be there when I get back. Not exactly live in a great neighbourhood. So I'm a little worried about my home being robbed. And so, what about you? Did you ever do whatever the hell is you were doing when you were headed there, or were you interrupted?
I was planning on going to the
Checking notes.
I believe you were
The
headed to the
Bantrix
Bantrix
collection.
I'm not sure why you'd want to go there, but you could. Just a bunch of big rocks and stuff. It's not really interesting.
Oh my axe is made out of a rock.
Aye.
Maybe I
You're
could
looking
learn more
for
about
a-
its properties.
But alright, just sure, I guess. What about after that then? What you gonna do after you've seen that?
Well, I guess we're going south now. I hadn't planned anything else, really. That
You going to follow us then?
I was gonna go with Bree and Wade down south.
I kind of promised Wade that I'd see him there, so you got me for a little bit longer. Oh no!
I'm back.
Gosh darn it.
God
I'm back.
I don't know what you missed. Anyways, I promised Wade that I'd make sure he got there safe. So, I guess you're stuck with me for a little bit longer then.
I'm alright with that. You make pretty good company.
Thank you for that. Even after you've learned about the whole shite with the eating.
It's not a choice you made, but I mean, you've seen the things I do.
It's not the same as eating, a person.
Everybody has their own thing.
I wouldn't consider that I do a thing like that, I guess. You're very casual about it, and honestly, it concerns me.
That I'm accepting of people.
No, that you're alright with. Just. You're the first people I've ever met that have known about what I can do and not tried to kill me.
That's
So-
not true. I did try to kill you.
Well, not in a. You're also in a blood rage, so not really, doesn't really count.
And what does that mean when you start eating people to feed this thing?
Just,
I know you'd
Alright.
rather not. Isn't that
well,
what matters?
again, you're the first people who hasn't found out about it and then tried to kill me. So it's a little taking some time. I guess I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
I think we're the first people you've met that have their own problems that are just as bad, if not worse, than yours. Except for maybe Freak.
Honestly, except for her, but honestly, what I've seen of all of you is what I can understand. It's not. I don't see it as worse. Honestly, I think mine is the worst that we have here.
I mean, I guess worse is, what's the word I'm looking for? Relative? I may
guess
think mine is worse than yours because it's happening to me and I don't know how to control it.
I'm in the same boat as you, I guess.
Maybe we'll both find a way to deal with what's going on.
I like that.
Maybe these people who are accepting of us can help.
As long as you stop, smashing in the elf's head.
No promises, but I'll try.
Alright, just don't. Try. It's I guess it's all I can ask, right?
But I think that might be a little harder to do. In that last fight, I felt a little different.
What do you mean by that?
Like, more resilient, I guess, maybe stronger.
It's definitely not sure to make of that. Not really familiar with half-orc customs and fighting abilities.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's not gonna hinder what little bit of control I have over it.
Aye.
But it just felt different.
Well, I guess just... Oh, you can't do that, can you? I guess I just want everyone to stay away a bit further than usual.
That might be wise. I mean, I don't want what happened to Alakian to happen again.
I don't think he wants that either, so...
Maybe Wade can keep one of those spells he used again. Just in case.
I'll talk to him about that as well, just making sure that you can put your hand out at the drop of a hat.
That would be great.
As your night's watch concludes, the hours run dry. There is no significant disturbance from what you guys can see in your sort of hidden, or a good perception point of your little setup base. The campfire does eventually stoke out, and you are left in darkness, but you both have dark vision, so you are unaffected. And that concludes your watch. So you now may do as you want.
Who's taking second watch?
We never discussed.
We never
We
discussed
do
that.
what?
So it's whoever you guys wake up, I guess.
Exactly.
Who do you want to have a heartful talk tonight?
I don't care.
Alright, Lakey and Wade then.
Fine. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah. I'll wake up Wade.
I'll go wake up Alakian.
Well, my turn already, huh? Okay.
Alright, Taze. Before we go out, how's no, I'll tap side of my head. How's the lad up here?
Oh, he actually hasn't been doing much talking since last night.
I'm the cause of that. I'm sorry about that.
No, I don't think it was you. I think it's something I said.
Alright, well. I think you and Lakian are up.
Oh, not free?
No, I just I thought Tyra going over to the elves tent, not our team friend.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give him like a conspiratorial look. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing. Just nothing.
I'm gonna go
And
in
then I'm
and
gonna-
check. Lakian, it's your turn.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Some shut eye. I'll walk.
As you both emerge from your tents, you look to the left and right and realize that you are partnering up for your watch for the first time. I can go and sit down near the campfire.
All right. Hey there. How's it going?
Hey,
I
bud.
feel like we haven't done this together yet, so
No. I would prefer to be alone, but I guess so much for that idea.
yeah. Why do you prefer to be alone? That's
I've
interesting.
just not had good experiences with others.
What about us? We're pretty chill, right?
For the most part, I haven't decided yet. I've only known you for a few days.
Yeah, but I'm your buddy Wade. I mean, come on. We fought all them things together, and
You did nothing. I killed everything.
I mean, maybe at first, but recently I feel like I've been getting
You've been
pretty
able
good.
to do a few things. Yeah, I'll give you that.
And hey, I saved your life. I mean, Thyra, she was gonna split your head open that one time, and I put her to sleep. Remember that?
I'll take your word for it.
Oh boy.
As you sit there, we all have known an Alakian at some point. You sit there, the encroaching silence. Why don't you both go ahead and roll perception checks for me?
Sure. Oh, nat 20. So that's a 23.
I
Nice.
have a 16.
Just to see Daniel.
I rolled my green die too. Just
That's what I'm using as well.
Look at the Irish.
Think about
Yeah,
that,
you do
Irish
not.
oil.
No,
You do not
keep going.
see Daniel
No
from
Daniel.
where you sit, but you see as far as you can see.
Okay, and I don't see any threats.
Not immediately, no.
Shoot. Unless, do you want to do anything Esprit in particular? Okay, I want to go into my mindscape really quick and talk to Kev.
Mindscape.
Okay, sure.
His mind palace is just a shack by the water.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Hey, Kev. You've been kind of quiet recently. It's got me thinking about that one time we tried to free that dog that was stuck in that turned over stump. You remember that? We had to lather you up in honey. You
The
didn't talk to
voice.
me for days after that.
The voice returns in the back of your head. He says, yeah, I remember.
What's got you bummed out, man?
I don't know. I'm fine, really. I'm just, thinking about some stuff, about our stuff, and
Is it what I said before about you might being dead? and
yeah,
all?
no, that it's weighing on me a little bit, just a little bit.
What I was thinking is, I don't think you're dead. Because,
Well, I
if you're
hope
dead,
not.
you wouldn't be talking to me none, so.
But like, what if I am? What if I'm just something you made up?
Yeah. Well, you have all the... How about that? Oh, do you have any memories that I'm not in? Because then if you do, that means that you're you and not just my memory of you.
Well, I mean, yeah, I have like memories of home when you weren't there, but again, at this point, I don't know if that's just you thinking that I think that because I'm in your head. But I don't know if I think that you think that I think that because I'm in your head, or if I think that because I'm real, you know?
I know exactly what you're talking about right now.
I'm glad you
And you know
understand.
what? That could be because I was thinking it, and that caused you to think that I was thinking that you were thinking that we were thinking it.
Yeah, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah. But that's why we're going to your sister, and we're going to find out what's wrong with you.
I know. I don't know if I think that I'm dead, but you know, I don't know. It's just been weighing on me a little bit. I'm hopeful that that I won't be and we'll be fine. But I've been thinking about it. You know.
I want you to get your head out of get my head out of the dumps, if you could. I need you, buddy.
Thanks, man. I'll try. For you.
Was Elokane Lakian going like this in front of me?
Yes. I didn't say a word. I was just doing that.
Oh,
Also,
hey. Hey, bud.
Wade and Kevin get into some "I think therefore I am" shit.
Yeah.
Yup.
Oh no. Oh, what, Lakian?
Where'd you go?
My mind palace.
What's in your mind palace? Afraid to ask.
Yeah. So the entrance way, there's this really long gator rug. It just goes on for yards, and then
Yards. I don't know. That's so funny to me.
That's what makes me hate you.
but there's not a mosquito in sight. No buzzing in your ear. Nice peace and quiet. Just the frogs chirping away, croaking.
Is it
crickets.
just I'm sorry, is it just a rug? Is it just a potato skin rug that goes on for yards upon yard?
No walls, no floor, no ceiling, just a rug.
Just a rug.
Just a rug and no skeeters.
A
Just a
rug
rug
that's
and noise.
outside. Apparently.
Just a gator rug and noise.
A mind swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah. What's your mind palace like?
Space. Stars.
So, oh, you have one. Okay. See, I was expecting you to say you didn't have none.
Where do you think I go whenever I'm meditating?
That's a fair point. Yeah. What do you meditate about?
Just the day's events, mostly. Just seeing what I can do to improve myself or my abilities. Just kind
Yeah.
of looking back on stuff during the day.
So the other day you were meditating when you like turned into somebody else. Is that something you think you can access again, or?
It wasn't exactly by choice. As far as accessing it, I mean, I don't know if I can do it, but it might happen at some other point, yeah.
Do you have any idea why that happens?
I have no idea. I have not the foggiest clue.
Weird.
Yeah. So is there anybody else in your mind palace, or is it just you?
Just me. Little old Wade.
Really? Really? You sure about that?
Who else would be
Seems-
there?
I don't know. Seems to me like you've been letting a lot of things slip as far as somebody else being inside your head. It's got me a little worried. We might have another Isabel situation on our hands.
I mean, if anybody else has got a voice in their head, it's you. You're the one speaking all these different tongues and.
That's not in my head. That's me.
Well, you were talking in the third person then, and that was kind of weird.
I don't know what to tell you about that. It's me. It's who I am. I can't change anything about it.
Hey, what do you do for fun? Oh, sorry.
Starts to the sun is starting to rise a little bit, and the warmth is starting to spread over you guys. Where you, with your natural 20 perception check, can start to see, just like snakes and things, just start to come out of whatever they were hiding in, and just start rising to the day.
In case it wasn't obvious, can I roll an insight check?
Deception.
Sure, you can roll insight versus deception.
Okay. What'd you get?
6.
What did you get, Elagian?
I got a 12.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know what is happening with Wade. There's nothing really to indicate any specifics about what's happening, but you get the sense that he's not being entirely truthful in certain areas.
And is dodging questions by asking you other random shit.
Yup. That's it.
Okay. So yeah, as your night's watch concludes with the sun just starting to break over the horizon, nothing too eventful happens. You start to see the creatures start to come out of their holes for the day. That's your watch.
Am I able to catch one? Or no?
You can certainly try. So are you trying to trap it, or are you trying to kill it?
Depends. What is it?
You see a snake going around.
Okay, I'm gonna kill it.
Sure. So, what would you
Bow,
like to kill
crossbow.
it with? So go ahead and roll an attack.
Ooh, 17 plus whatever. I'm sure it probably
That
hits plus 5.
It definitely hits.
Yeah.
Yep. So roll your damage, just in case.
What is damage on a crossbow? 1d8. All right. 6 plus 3.
That's enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch as it is just winding its way through the sand, and it's like the tail kicks up and starts to kick up sand and dirt, and eventually it just settles and stops wriggling.
Yeah. The rest of my watch with Elakian, I'm like distracted by, or pretending to be distracted by skinning it and then saving it for cooking tomorrow morning for breakfast.
Sure. That's fine with me. So yeah, your watch concludes.
Can I tell whether it's a poisonous snake or not? Or
That would probably be smart.
Yeah, you can
And
both
I
roll
as
medicine
well.
checks.
Okay.
And we'll use this one for you,
venomous,
Wade,
not
as
poisonous? also
also for you skinning the thing.
21 for me. You said medicine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 21.
That's a 12 for the medicine. Are you sure? Would animal handling or survival make more sense? I never mind. It doesn't matter. But
For skinning, probably not, because you're trying to get the specific parts that you want from the anatomy.
okay.
But I'll say with the 12, it's easy enough to do. Snakes aren't, from my understanding, being a vegetarian, aren't too hard to skin. You just peel back the whatever. So you get it done, especially with the help from Elakian. It is not poisonous. It's just a normal sand snake. There are no like venom glands in the back of the neck or anything like that.
Cool.
So yeah.
So for those that don't know, there is a difference between venomous and poisonous. Poisonous means it is toxic to eat. Venomous means it can actually kill you itself by biting you. So, the more
Vegetarian.
you know. I know.
So yeah.
I'm just saying in general.
As the sun just starts to rise slowly, you can go and wake up free. Elakian, you do not technically have to rest if you don't want to because of your 4-hour thing. So, up to you all.
I'll just say I'm with free then. That's fine.
Yep, so Wade, you go and retreat into the third tent, and Free, you are awoken.
Wakey wakey.
Morning already?
Well, sort of. It's your watch.
Sort of. Alright. Okay. Gets up, goes down.
Yep, so Lakian and Free, both roll your perception checks for me.
That was worse.
15.
Okay.
11.
Okay. Good to know. So if there's anything you guys want to do on your watch, let me know.
Probably just practicing for loot quietly, just pretending to pluck the strings.
Okay, sure. Yeah, Lakian, as you try and focus on the surroundings around you, you just hear just a pleasant like ting 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 ting. It's next to you.
So, can't say that's the most pleasant sound I've ever heard, but definitely better than the bagpipes that I heard somebody else playing. Where did you learn that?
That was Thyra doing the bagpipes.
Yeah, I just heard the noise. I didn't see who it was.
Right, you were downstairs.
Yeah. So, where did you learn how to play that?
Home?
Well, was it like one of your parents, or was it another teacher or a friend?
No, I worked with someone who taught me.
Oh? What did you do for work before all this stuff?
I believe I mentioned before I used to be in a bakery.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Mhm.
There's been a lot happening the past few days.
It's been the most exciting few days in a very long time.
That's fair. Every day's an adventure if you want it to be, though.
Suppose.
So, what of your parents? Like, haven't really talked about much. We've been kind of quiet since everybody met up.
Well, it's only been a few days, so, you know, bearing my heart for people isn't my type of thing.
Yeah, I can relate.
Just details you know and details you don't.
Alright. I'm not one to judge.
Fair
Yep,
enough.
as your watch goes on, again, nothing too noticeable happens. The sun starts to rise to a point in the sky where it is completely visible. There are starting to be long shadows cast by the dead trees and rocks around you. You guys don't talk much, and when you do, it is sparse. But eventually your watch comes to a close, as everyone starts to rouse, or is roused, in the morning.
Aroused.
Nope.
Some
No?
of them are also
Just Wade?
aroused.
Oh, okay.
Just Wade. Good old-fashioned morning
I
Wade.
mean, to be fair, Wade, you were the only one that was sleeping. So I mean, like you
True.
were the only guy that was sleeping. So like, you're the only one that could probably have the morning wood issue.
Gotcha. Okay. Good point. That's a good point.
Oh, Lord.
Fair enough. Oh. Hey,
Details,
everybody.
Yeah.
Last night I caught us a snake for breakfast. I'll be honest, it's not the best tasting thing. It's pretty rubber exist in D&D world?
Yeah, rubber exists.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty rubbery.
Well, if you cook anything down enough, you can break apart the protein.
Plus, you could do that. Woo! Make it all tasty.
Yes,
Gross.
I can do that too.
Still probably be chewy though.
We'll see.
Does Wade still have the snake skin, or is it like on the ground somewhere?
Oh, I put that in my bag.
Okay.
I'm gonna add that actually. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just make stew again, I guess.
Eating a lot of stew.
Sure.
What about
It's the
what
best,
about
it's
Filling.
the best way to get stuff. Like the
What
most
about-
out of a little bit.
like snake kebabs?
You could add a little bit of rabbit to it. Rabbit
Yeah,
and snake
mix up
kebab.
the flavor.
Anybody want to try their
It's not
hand
gonna
and
be
skin in
much.
it? I'll pull out the rabbit I have.
I think
After
freeze
that
are.
last time, I'd rather not.
You say cooking it?
Skinning it.
Oh, skinning it. Oh, yeah, I can do that. That's easy enough.
As Clara pulls out the rabbit and holds it by its ears, it is in exactly the same condition that you left it in yesterday.
I'm not good at medicine. 16.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah, you, for the most part, successfully skin this rabbit. There are a couple little chunks that you don't quite get. You are not sure if there is still a part of a bone in there somewhere, but it's for
You
what
don't
you can.
skin the bone.
No, but you take the muscle off of it, right?
You can
Yeah.
leave it on
So
there.
basically, what it is, like, you skin it, which is like where
You don't
take
want
the muscle
rabbit
from the snake,
rabbit legs.
and then you take the muscle and fat, and then you cut it off the bone.
Yeah. So you get.
You want like
Especially for making kebabs.
Can boil it.
I
But
guess.
yeah, kebabs we'd have
no
to do
rabbit
that.
drum sticks.
I'm gonna look around while he's doing that for like sticks or something to fashion a kebab of.
Okay, sure, easy enough to do. You go up to one of the nearby, like hollowed out, old withered trees, and just reach up with your height and you have a stick. It's pretty
I'm gonna need
sturdy.
a few, more than just a stick.
You get a bunch of sticks.
I'll bring. I'm gonna take my sticks. I'm gonna go over to Alakian. Can I borrow one of you? Do you have a dagger I can borrow?
Sure. Pull it out just off my side. Just pull it out of its sheath and just hand it over to her hilt first.
Thank you. I'm gonna start shaving one end
Mhm.
into a point so we can stab the meat with it.
Sure. Yeah, you start to shave it down.
Do we have a campfire going, or do I need to start one of those?
At the moment, it is not going. There is a pile of ash and charcoal in the bottom of the arrangement of stones.
When I find a moment, I'll firebolt it when we get wood.
Sure.
Izzy, do you want to get some wood for the fire?
Not really.
But will you?
I'll get some wood. Yeah.
I knew you would. Get it?
Yeah, I will go get some firewood, I guess.
Izzy begrudgingly steps off to go and look for wood.
I'll start skewering like snake, rabbit, vegetables, you know.
Oh, you're getting
Yeah.
fancy up in here. I see.
Well, we're making
Sure.
a kebab, right?
Yeah, you start to arrange it in a nice little pattern. It takes a
I
couple
feel like
minutes.
this
And
year's gonna be
Isabel
more
comes back.
rabbit than snake, though,
Yes.
for obvious reasons.
About this time that Izzy comes back with just a handful of logs of various sizes. Just dumps them in the fire.
There you are. Now do your magic. Do you know the shit?
I wonder if I could juggle the fire bolts.
Wait, look,
That's not a good
Please.
idea.
Do
No.
it. Please do it.
Not until the tents are put away.
I feel like you should do it.
Don't do it, Wade. Look at me. Look at me, Wade.
Do it, Wade.
Oh,
Look
come
at me,
on.
Wade. Do it.
I'm stronger than you, Wade.
Wade,
Wait, I
do
think
it.
you should do it.
Thyra agrees
know.
to it.
Will you?
Wait, Thyra. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll step a little bit away from the tents, and I'll start trying to juggle fire bolts. I suppose,
Make a sleight of hand check.
if that's even
Okay, watch
possible.
this.
Okay, let's go green. Do me justice. What did you say, sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was my... Hey, that's 22.
Despite having never juggled, you get the hang of it pretty well as the small motes of fire around in your hands. It's impressive, honestly.
I show off and I throw one at the end at the campfire.
Before he does that, as he's juggling, can I cast Parasitic Arrow and fire into the fire?
Sure, you can also do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, wait, as
I
you
will
throw
do
the fireball, on its way over there, the campfire lights up very strongly with Isabel's fire, and the fireball.
That's right. I use a fucking spell slot to one up you.
I look at
Oh.
you.
I only have 2 of those.
Yeah, Wade looks at you, and the 2 other fireballs on the ground.
Why would you ruin the grand finale like that?
Because I told you not to do it, Wade.
You ain't my
I thought
mom.
it was very cool.
It was well done.
I was impressed.
Don't,
You?
don't encourage this terrible behavior from him.
I do have to
Yeah,
say,
live a
I
little.
love that Isabel has now twice used very precious commodities to
Do something silly.
Fuck with you guys?
to fuck
Pe-
people.
to be petty? Yeah.
Yup.
She's petty. She will die to fucking prove a point, alright?
And very, very true from what we've seen. Yeah, as the campfire rages, Thyra, you go and, I guess, hold the kebab sticks over the top of it. Set them up on the spit
Would
thing.
this
Well, Free's the
just
one who's
quick-
cooking, so
just
Yeah.
a question, would the cooking and eating of the food be considered a short rest?
Yes.
For the purposes Yes, thank you. It spells up now.
Thank you, Mr. Kind DM.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
There we go. See, he
While
loves us.
while the food's cooking, I'll start breaking down the rest of you.
Okay, sure. Easy enough to do with your experience. You start taking down the tents.
Isabel will be lounging.
Okay.
Is that all you do? Is just lie around?
Aye, usually aye.
I mean, even Free offers to volunteer sometimes.
But I'm not good at cooking things. I'm not good at setting up and taking down camps and shit. If you want me to fight something, I'll fight it, but if you want me to get you a little bit of gold, I can do that, but I can't do anything out here in the fucking wilds.
If you'd like to learn, I can teach you sometime.
Not really, honestly. Look, all I want to do is just get home, and then after that, we'll talk about it. Don't give me that look. Hi there.
I'll give you whatever look I want.
Fine.
I'll walk away.
I'll continue to lounge.
Yep. You feel the sun.
Can I
warm
find a
on your
rock
skin.
anywhere on the ground?
Sure. Yeah, you can find a small rock about this big.
Oh
I'm just gonna
god.
chuck it at her.
Make an attack roll.
$16.
Ah, fuck.
Roll d4.
3
What's your strength?
Oof.
plus 4.
Isabel, you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as this small stone hits you right in between the eyes. There is a
Jesus
welt starting
Christ.
to form.
Oh no.
What the fuck was that? Aye.
You haven't short rested yet, so we're fine.
Well, I'm taking in the dice. I'm rolling my fucking hit dice. Hey, 8.
There you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm fine.
Nice.
I'm healed back up, but
Maybe you should get off your ass next time. Pretend to do something.
I'm gonna
You
get
know what's the
for
great
this.
thing about? I'm like talking really loud so they stop fighting. You know what's the great thing about snake kebabs?
It only comes in sort of a kebab shape.
We can take them on the road to go.
Or that.
How many kebabs were we able to get out of the food we have?
A single rabbit and a single sand.
I'll say, well, it's enough to feed all of you. I'll say the rabbit will feed all of you, and you can take the snake kebabs on the go, and that will make do for the rest of the day.
Okay.
But alright.
Perfect.
So, are you guys setting off, or do you want to do anything else in this small clearing?
I'm ready to get going.
Nope, nothing in particular.
I'm ready to head off. Yeah.
Okay. So, as you finish your, I guess half of your rabbit and snake kebabs, you will begin to pack up and start to head off. So, are we all familiar with group survival challenges?
Yes.
Vaguely. I assume we all roll.
So for those that aren't too sure on the rules, what I will do is you will need to roll 4 checks for the desert, or you need to pass 4 checks for the desert to get through it. Each time you fail a check, I will roll a die, and whatever I roll will happen to the group. You can suggest things to me that you would like to do to make sure that you get to your destination. Depending on what it is, we'll change the DC. And if you succeed, then you will go, and you will be fine. And if you fail, then something else will happen. So, as you are now starting to get into uncharted territory, you are far enough away from the pit and from Big Dacky that you don't exactly know where you are going. Who would like to make the first check?
Not me.
How about
Pyra. Or Wade.
It doesn't
I
have
can
to be like
kinda
survival
do
check. You can
something.
say whatever you want. Go for it.
how about we start the morning with some music to like inspire us to, kind of like keep us going for a while.
Oh god. Oh
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. So roll a performance check.
No. Do I do green again or do I switch? Nice. 6, 22.
22. That was a high DC, but I'll let you have it. As you start strumming your lute and inspiring the group to go forward on their journey with invigorated blood in them, you do manage to get off to a good start. You are on track for your journey so far. As you walk through this desert land area, the sort of dead grass and trees start to fade as you make your way along through the day. And I'll say you get through half the day and everything is good. So yeah, who would like to make the next check?
I'll go next.
I assume the sun is still like a thing. It's not like cloudy or anything.
No, there are very, very, very few clouds in the sky, and they are white and wispy. At this point, you're probably halfway through your day, so it's looking at like 3 in the afternoon. By the time that freeze part's done.
Well, I'm basically what I'm going to be doing is kind of just watching the sun to kind of keep a general direction of which way we're going, if I can.
Okay, is that going to be your check for the desert?
I was just going to like do that to like help everybody else or something like that, or I could just do it for mine. I can, it's whatever. It's up to you.
You can choose to hold it and help someone else with it if you would like, but it will depend on what everyone else chooses to do.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do that.
Okay, fair enough.
I want to keep a lookout around the area and the ground to make sure we don't fall into any more pits or get attacked or anything.
Sure, so you can go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Natural 20, so 26. Yeah.
You
26.
feel pretty confident that you are steering the group away from any danger or harm that you feel might come their way. I'll say you get through the rest of the day, trekking through the sand. As you go forwards, the sand starts to become a little harder. There are encroaching large rocks that start to come up in the terrain. There are no more trees or bushes or anything like that, but there are now lots of evenly spaced, large boulders that provide shade and a varying degree of shelter to those who seek it. And yeah, you
Are
can
we
choose
approaching
to...
the mountains?
At this point, you can't quite see them, but you all feel confident that you are on the right track. That's day one of your journey complete. So you could choose
Can
to
I
bed
ride
up.
the rock? Can I ride the rock like
Like,
Rob.
like the
pioneers
pilgrims
used
used
to
to?
do for miles?
I don't know what that
God
means.
bless those brave.
Yeah,
brave
Equin never watched
adventurers.
SpongeBob. Everybody,
I
please beat
figured.
him up.
I figured. Judging
It's
by
the
his lack
rock.
of reaction, I figured what was
I
happening.
don't think he was it. It's a rock. Oh.
It's not just a boulder.
It's a rock.
So yeah, for the sake of brevity, what we will do here is you guys can choose to set up for the night. And if you want to just pick whoever wants to be together on watches, we don't have to roleplay it. We can just roll and then get it done.
Yeah.
And then if you guys want to say anything, you can. But that's what we'll do. So, who's taking the first watch?
I guess I will.
First.
Oh.
No,
I don't care. It's up to whoever wants to.
I'll take first.
Okay, so Alakian. Anyone else going with Alakian?
Isabel will.
Sure. So both of you roll perception checks.
Sure thing. 9. Not great.
I got. Where is it? 15.
Okay. Sure. Your
I would
watch
like to
goes.
say one thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to Lake and go. Just a question. I think Wade has a bit of a crush on Free. Have you noticed that, or am I seeing things?
Noticed particularly no,
Alright.
but I would not be surprised. Let's put that.
I get it. I do get it. Free's pretty, but just. That's all I want to say. That's it. We'll spend the time
Okay.
discussing whether or not Wade has a crush on Free.
The two of you can't hear that, but I'm sure you would have choice words to say about what happened. Sure, so your watch goes by, nothing comes close to you, nothing attacks you as you bed up in between two of these rocks, I'll say, these large boulders. Your watch goes by and you are safe. Who's taking the next watch?
I guess I will.
Okay. So if it's just you, roll your perception.
Yeah, that's a solid 8.
You struggle to concentrate on what is around you as you sit there and, think about things, have a conversation or two with Kev as he starts to perk up a little bit. About midway through your watch, you are just sitting there, just contemplating everything, and you I hear something just behind you, maybe 10 feet away.
I hear it.
Yep.
Shoot. I don't know. I guess I try and see it. Can I?
Sure, you
I
turn around, so make a perception check.
Okay.
Does Alakian hear this as well, or is it too quiet for his passive stuff?
At this point, you would be meditating, so I say you can hear it if you want to, because you guys are pretty close together. But,
11.
Okay, sure. Yeah, as you turn around, you see fast approaching towards you, in the dirt, as a snake just slides straight past your boot, and you didn't see it there beforehand, as it trails off ahead of you.
Just a normal snake, though.
Just a normal one. It scares you.
Okay.
But, yeah, it just starts to dart off in the other direction. It doesn't touch you, it just gets very close. Anything else you want to do on your watch?
No.
Sweet. So, that's everything for your watch. So, next one is Thyra and Free.
Okie dokie.
Yep.
Cotton candy. 11. 14.
22.
Yep. Thyra, as you sit there, you see, eventually as you look ahead, the snake comes into your vision and just darts across your eye line. It looks like it's looking around for something to eat. But,
Can I use the dagger that I forgot to give back to Alakian to throw at the snake to try and kill it?
sure. So, make an attack roll. Are you proficient with simple weapons?
I am.
So you can add your proficiency bonus and your... This would be dex because it's a ranged throw, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
14.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll say you hit it because it's a snake. So roll damage. I believe dagger is
What's the
1d4.
damage of a dagger?
I think it's a d4.
There we go.
3,
Is that adding your dex?
Strength.
2, plus 1 is 3.
Okay. Yeah, you fling the dagger at it, and it does make contact. It cuts the back of it, and there is now like an open wound that is starting to bleed. It quickens its pace. You do not quite kill it, but you almost do, as you nearly sever part of its tail off of it, and it starts to scurry off.
Is the dagger still on the ground?
It is still on the ground.
I'll pick it up.
Okay, you pick it up and put it back. Nothing else happens on your watch that is alarming. So you will wake up the next day. You do have rations if you want to eat those, or if you want to go hunt, you can. And yeah, that's up to you all.
I guess it's just rations.
It's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
I'll mark
It
off
is
one.
at this point, Isabel, that you wake up and the voice returns and says the same familiar phrase
Shit.
that you are accustomed to hearing.
At 8. Fuck. I will keep that to myself, I guess.
Okay. Yep, so as we all eat our ration stew, we can pick up again and go for our next survival check. So who wants to helm this one?
I will, I guess.
Sure. So what are you choosing to do?
I'm gonna try and follow the sun, make sure we're going in the right general direction that we need
Okay.
to go.
So make a survival check.
That's 15.
Okay. What do you think about that?
With listening for the dice roll.
Yep, I'm gonna do it. I don't think 15's enough.
God damn it, Thyra.
Ooh, I'm so glad you picked
Nobody
this one.
else is volunteering.
Okay, you get through most of the day, or most of your half a day that you can see, and as you walk along, these large boulders start to widen.
it.
They start to become more sparse and a little bit smaller, but they are still there. As you are walking along, you hear behind you, with your high perception, this just ever so slight little... That's all you hear.
I'm gonna pull my axe out, just in case.
Okay. Everyone,
anybody
you
else
watch
hear
as
this?
Thyra just stops and starts to pull her axe out. I would say... Actually, you know what? Let me roll for it. Who has a passive perception of above 13?
I do.
13 or above, or above 13?
13 or above, because that is the DC.
Nope.
Everybody
11.
but Isabel.
Okay,
Isabel has a
everyone
one
else-
wisdom, a +1 to wisdom, man.
you start to hear this. Just from, like, behind one of the rocks.
What is?
As Thyra
Does it
stands
sound
and
like
readies
those-
the axe.
I'm not sure what it is, but it's best to be on guard.
Does it sound like those other creatures that we fought day before?
No, it sounds bigger.
Oh,
Oh.
shit. Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
What doesn't sound good? What's going on?
It is at this point, I will say, Alakin, you were looking that way. Thyra, you will be too, because you got your axe ready. You start to see, coming around one of the large boulders, a familiar sight to most adventurers of what is essentially a scorpion. Except this thing
Okay.
is larger than all of you. As it, like, comes around the edge of this rock, and it starts to look directly at you. Wade, you are talking to Isabel, and you see another one start to appear from behind a different rock. And they all just start to emerge, and just... as they
It's
are
larger
walking
than
in.
all of us,
It's larger than
including me.
all of you, including you.
Run?
How tall are these rocks?
The rocks themselves are about 10 to 15 feet of varying sizes. They just cover these creatures.
Okay, so if I'm in the front, where is this thing?
One of them is coming from directly ahead of you to the left a bit, and the other one is coming from behind. Everyone roll initiative. As we come into our combat. Yay!
Let's go.
I'm gonna be slow as shit, guys.
Let me pull you over to this
Not
map.
bad, not bad, not bad.
Kim, if you just want to double check for me that you can move your character. Because I think I
Yeah, no.
assigned your new token to you.
All good.
So I have put you all in one cluster in the middle. You can position yourselves accordingly. And you all see as one comes
Bless
up
you.
over here. I can go a token layer.
Okay.
And the other one, if my roll 20 will stop being slow, comes up around through this way over here. Okay, so let me roll their initiative.
Which
Fair
way
enough.
are we traveling?
You would have been traveling to the left because you're traveling westward. So,
Oh, so I wouldn't be in the lead then if you're.
no, you can all move yourselves around if you would like to. But you'd be in a group,
Leave.
so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So 25 to 20.
21.
Cool.
Oh boy.
20 to 15.
15.
Nice. 15 to 10.
10.
10 to 5.
5.
Okay.
Natural 1. Natural 1.
That does not happen much to Lakian.
Isabel, what did you get?
I got a 4.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
Did you
I got-
also roll a 1?
I rolled a 3.
Oh.
She just did a very low dex.
I have a low
Interesting.
dex. Yeah, I have a 19 charisma and an 18 strength. I'm charming and strong. I'm not fast.
Okay, well, as these creatures that are essentially just massive scorpions start to come around these rocks, Thyra, you are up first.
I'm gonna take my movement up to this top one.
Okay.
I'm going to rage,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to attack it recklessly.
Great. So go ahead and roll your attacks.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Damn.
So hold on because I get to do things.
Yup.
A natural 20.
Level 3 barbarians.
Fuck them up.
Well, it's not even the level 3 barbarian thing. It's being an orc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right.
Yup.
Man, orcs were,
Oh,
orcs
orcs
were
get
designed to be barbarians.
Ah,
Yeah,
I thought it was just
orcs
relentless
get
endurance.
savage attack.
I learned something new today. I thought it was just relentless endurance.
Half orcs, man, they're unappreciated.
Facts.
20.
I don't know where that die
This
went.
is the monster manual I'm looking at.
28.
Player's handbook.
28.
28 points of damage.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Yeah, as
So,
you...
how's the new hard encounters going?
We'll see. As you run up to it, you feel the rage burning through you as your eyes start to become clouded in the familiar yellowish orange mist. As you bring the axe up, walking like carefully and proudly, you just and you watch as some of the armor and there is a spray of like red blood that just out onto the side as the scorpion itself like squeals in pain and starts to just like back up a little bit. Fucking shit. Okay, anything else you want to do on your turn?
That's all,
3/4 of its HP in one turn.
that's all I can do.
Okay, great. Wade, you are up.
Okay. Let's try this. That's a big one. I'm going to twin spell magic missile
Okay,
at the one that Thyra hit.
sure.
It's not the best roll. All right. 4.
Free, you're on deck, by the way.
17? 17? That doesn't sound right. Yeah.
Interesting.
17.
Well, yeah, well, that sounds about right. I gotta do some quick mental maths, yeah. Yeah, as you feel the arcane energy flow through you, you conjure the familiar twin beams of energy and just as the 6 different arcane bolts of missile just and they hit down onto the creature in various like degrees along the back and edge of the tail. It like physically moves around when it is done, and it has to right itself around to face Thyra again. It's looking hurt. There's like blood pouring out up on top of the armor. Great.
Poor
Anything
Equa.
else you want to do on your turn?
Fucking time.
No, that's it.
Okay, Free, you are up.
Feel bad.
All right. I'm gonna move a couple feet this way.
Watch out for them stingers.
then I'm going to look at the scorpion, pull out a drop of sweet oil, and just kind of put it on my wrist, feel it a little girly, and then look at it and suggest that it takes a walk for a couple hours.
Okay. Which one are you suggesting on?
The one down here closest.
Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, it's suggested just a one-word spell.
Suggest is limited to a sentence, and as long as it's not going to hurt it or make it unreasonable, then it can perform the action. It's
Right.
concentration. It can last up to 8 hours, and it's a wisdom save.
So I'm thinking of command is what I'm thinking of. Cool.
Yeah, you're thinking of command.
Yes.
Command's one word.
That is a 14.
Oh, that makes it.
Yeah, as you feel the arcane nature of your enchantment spell lace your tongue and head straight towards this creature, you feel the energy like swirl around the mind of it and then blow off in a different direction. The creature is unfazed. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Alright, I will just back up my last 10 feet here again. Oh, sorry, that way. And then, yeah, that's my turn for now. Oops.
Okay. So,
Didn't quite work out.
the one above you, Thyra, is going to attack you 3 times because you hit it
Okay.
a lot.
With advantage.
Yes, it does. Thank you. That first one was a natural 1. So the first hit is going to be a 19 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, so you take... You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, reduced to 3 because you're raging, and you are grappled.
Okay.
The second attack is going to be a... With the claws again, that's going to be a 14 to hit.
That will not hit.
Yeah, as the other claw sort of like comes and tries to grab over the top of you, and you just duck down, and it swipes over the top. And then the last one is the stinger, which is going to be a 22 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Okay, you take 4 points of piercing damage, and I want you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Dirty 20.
Yep, you feel the poison from this thing's stinger start to try and come into the wound with the tail. As you flex your muscles and try and force it out of your system, it does not take its effect on you. And Free, the one that you tried to suggest, is going to run up and attack you 3 times, same thing.
No, Free.
So the first one is an
Free.
8 to hit with the claw.
Our healer.
8?
Yeah.
That missed it.
The second one is a 7. So that
Also
also
misses.
misses. And the sting
Jeez.
is a 17 to hit. Sorry, 18 to hit.
That one hit.
Okay, so you take 8 points of piercing damage, and I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay. Cons. Hit 9.
Ooh.
9.
I'm sorry for this in advance.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Yup.
Oh shit.
You take 27 points of poison damage.
Oh.
Freeze down.
As the poison inside of you, and you just fall to the ground.
Damn it, I wanted to use my reaction, but I never got a chance.
That is
We
its
have healing
turn.
potions, right?
Down.
Fucking Christ.
I don't believe you do have healing potions. Alakian, it's your go.
Can I get up on top of one of these rocks? Does it look like?
If
Is
you
there
would
any way-
like to make an athletics check to do so, you can.
I'm gonna try to get up on the one up top then, if I can.
Okay, so how far are you moving up to it? You move 5, 10,
that would
20,
be
20 feet, so it'll take all of your movement to get up onto this next square right here above you.
Okay, that's fine. If I make it, right?
Yeah, so make your athletic check.
Okay. That's gonna suck. Fuck, count. Okay, that's 15.
Yeah, I'll say you can make it up with relative ease.
Okay. I'm going to then try and snipe the one next to Thyra.
Sure, so go ahead and make an attack roll.
Natural one.
Yeah, as
God
you
damn it.
pull back the arrow and let loose it off of the armor plates on its back, no damage. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Yeah, I'm going to bonus action hide, I guess.
Sure, so make a stealth check.
That is a 21, which is going to
You
be nothing
flatten
because
yourself against the top of the rock, and all you can see from this angle is just the tail stinger, just like ominously moving around.
Well, it means nothing because I was going to then do a bolt from the grave with that passive thing.
Okay, sure.
Well, they're simultaneous, so as you're hiding, you're
Yeah.
shooting, so it's not going to break your hide.
Okay. Alright. So, let me... Frickin'
Frickin'
natural 20 on that.
There
Okay.
we go.
So roll damage.
Okay. So, it's 2d6. So that is 8 on the die, so doubled, that's 16, plus Dex mod is 4, so it's 20 damage.
Sure. So yeah, as you lean down on top of this rock, you as this like arcane beam of shadowish energy hits the back of the creature, not doing any damage, and as it shadows rise from it, it into the skull of the creature. It like rides around a little bit, and you hear this as the legs collapse and it falls onto the ground, dead. So cool. Isabel, it's your go.
I'm glad that I
All
switched
right.
from my green dice to my purple dice, because that's what saved me. That's what got that.
Isabel's going to look at the scorpion that stung free. And she's going to turn inwards just for a moment and just will say to the entity, "Alright, let's fucking do this," and we'll become overtaken.
Great. Let me see if I think I have a token for you somewhere.
Yay, tokens!
It might not be on this one. I might have left it on the other one. For the
Well,
purposes
there
of
you go.
this, use your regular token while I pick up this one from the last map.
Sure
that I
thing.
missed.
So yeah, it's going to. Oh, but yeah, Isabel's going to run, kind of on all fours, or Chaos is going to kind of run on all fours, and right in front of the scorpion. But I can't do anything because I use an action to turn overtaken.
Sure. So everyone that is conscious watches as Isabel is overtaken by this familiar orangish black goop. There you go. There's your token. As it
Wait,
is
is
technically
he
a large
actually that
creature.
size?
Yep, he ups one
Whoa.
size when he becomes overtaken.
Large creature.
That is
As he is now getting into the face of this scorpion and squaring off against it. Great, so that's your turn. Thyra, it is your go.
Or she, sorry.
Shade.
So since it's dead, I'm assuming I'm no longer grappled.
You are no longer grappled.
I am going to charge at this other scorpion, like growling and snarling, and I'm just gonna like take my axe baseball style.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for your attack.
I'm gonna do it recklessly,
Great.
which didn't really help. 15.
15 does hit. It just hits.
Oh.
I'd like to imagine that since the baseball style, she points like off to the side, like, but hit it over there.
And 12 damage.
12 damage. Nice. Yeah, as you run up to this thing, just you actually manage to get some of the dirt as you swing low, and the sand like sprays over it, and you through some of the armor plates and actually cut off one of the legs as you go, and there's a as blood spurts out onto you. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
That's all I can do.
Great. So Wade, it is now your go.
How's it looking?
It's still looking okay.
Okay. I'm going to run up to Free. I'm gonna twin spell invisibility on me and her.
Sure.
Pop, pop.
You both are gone.
Come on, Free. We gotta get out of here. And I'm gonna start pulling her this way. So I assume half movement, right?
Yeah, it's half of whatever movement you have left.
15. So half of 15.
So you can let's round it down. So it's technically 5.
Yeah, that sucks, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just go behind Izzy, and so that she's gonna be. I guess she would be right here.
It is going to take its reaction attack opportunity against you with disadvantage because you are invisible. It just knows that you disappeared and that you can see. It can see the trail that you are starting to drag Free along, but it is a disadvantage. So that's a 19 to hit
On Free or me?
on you.
Oh,
Actually,
does it have
I don't know
extended
if it would
range?
because it doesn't have extended range. So you're right. It wouldn't
Yeah.
get that. So it would just go for free instead.
Oh, yeah, that would automatically hit.
Shit.
Okay. So
Her was trying to save you. I didn't
Actually-
think that they could get an attack of opportunity on an invisible person.
no, it wouldn't. You're right. Because she is unconscious, it wouldn't. So scratch that. I'll say it doesn't attack opportunity on you.
I was supposed to be like, oh, Free dies the day, like the session she gets like the art for it.
I know.
done.
I was thinking this too.
Ah.
It's like it's a curse.
I'll say because you were both invisible, it would have tried to attack you but missed because you're out of range. So it will burn its reaction to try and hit you, Wade, because it knows that Free is on the floor and can't move. But it just swipes in front of you over the top of her. Because that narratively makes more sense. Okay, that's your turn. So Free, I would like for you to make a death saving throw and DM me the result.
I will.
Shoot.
And
Sweet.
Placid mask.
Mm.
Can't tell.
So
Wait,
it is
hold on.
its turn.
Can I just say something really quick?
Yeah.
Just to help justify your ruling on that,
Mhm.
you have to willingly move out of its threat range to get an attack of
No,
opportunity.
you are
and
right
Free
because
is
it
not
wasn't
willing.
inside of you.
Yeah, Free was not willing. She's unconscious. So
I mean, it doesn't. I don't think.
I know
would
it doesn't.
attack
I
you
just
anyway.
wanted to like justify it in case people are like, oh, you know, they bent
No,
the
you're
rules or
rude.
whatever.
This
but
is
that
a homebrew
He's the
game. We
DM,
make
he
up
can
the
do
rules
whatever
as
he
we go
wants.
along. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. I was just
Um,
saying that it, even still, it was
I
legal.
appreciate it. Don't you get me wrong. But it is now its turn, so it's going to attack you, Thyra, because you did the damage to it.
Yep.
3 attacks, all with advantage. So the first one is a 17 to hit.
Yep.
So you take 8 points of damage, bludgeoning damage reduced to 4, and you are grappled. The second one with the claw is going to be a 11 to hit.
No.
So same thing again, as it brings its claw down on your waist, it starts to like physically force you down as you like struggle and hold yourself up with your barbarian legs. And the other one tries to stab at you, but you just bat it away with the axe. And then the stinger is going to attack you with a unnatural 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
So I'd like you to make a constitution saving throw for me. You take 6 points of piercing damage, reduced to 3.
16. How much damage was it?
So 6 piercing reduced to 3. And again, you feel the poison start to try and ooze into you from the wound on your neck that is now has like the stinger pincer part inside of it. And you flex it out of you, and the stinger actually gets forced out of your shoulder blade. As it does. That is its turn. So, Alakian, you're up.
I'm gonna try to shoot that one.
Go for it.
Heck of it. Another natural 1.
Oh shit!
Jesus
Damn, bro.
Christ.
This is
I'm
making
so
up for last episode.
No,
Yeah,
Wow.
as you
You did
go
different
and let
die.
loose the arrow, it
the
actually
third
shoots straight past Thyra's head as she turns to you, eyes blaring, and then turns back to the creature with it being the more immediate threat.
Fucking do the same thing I did last time, I guess.
Sure. So
Just
roll for your
hide
attack.
and- That's better. 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Okay. 2d6. That's 8 damage.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
same
8
thing
plus,
again.
sorry, plus dex mod, so it's 12. My bad.
Okay. No worries. So yeah, as you throw this necrotic bolt at it, it actually hits it on the back of the where the tail starts to come up, and as it runs towards along the back of its body and into the head, as it has to shake it off, as these shadows intercept inside of its in between the armor plates, it seeps into the head. Yeah. So roll your stealth check for me,
Okay.
and then
That
Isabel, get
is
ready.
A 21.
I'm ready.
You press yourself down against the rock again, feeling pretty confident that you are hidden from view. Isabel, it's your turn.
Isabel will sort of lean towards it and go, I was ready to eat. And we'll bite it.
Go for it.
Let's see. Okay, that is, I need to check my shit. Alright, that is a 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
Yay! 8 for the bite, right? Yes. Okay, that is 9 damage.
9.
Great. So yeah, as you lean in towards it, the little the claw starts to get a little bit too close, and your tongue actually and holds it at place as you lean forwards into it and start biting it on its joint there.
Yeah.
It takes a significant hit as some of the armor plates actually just get pierced through by your new teeth. Anything else that you can do on your turn?
Not really as this form, so...
Grand.
Yeah.
So Thyra, it is now your turn.
I'm going to take my axe and I'm going to swing her.
Sure. Are you doing it recklessly or?
I am doing it reckless.
Okay.
25.
25
hit?
hits. Absolutely, it does.
11 plus 6 is 17
Ooh, nice.
damage.
Yeah, as you go and swing at it, you actually lodge your axe inside of one of the where the leg had been ripped off, and you, as it is lodged in there, you twist, and a whole section of the back part of this scorpion just pops off, revealing this
Woo!
underneath reddish cartilage. It's looking real rough.
Yummy.
Anything else you want to do?
No, that's all I can do.
Wade, it's your go.
I'm a one-hit wonder.
Okay, I'm gonna pull, continue to pull Free down this way.
Sure. You can do.
And I will turn to the scorpion, which will drop my invisibility, and fire a firebolt.
So roll your attack.
That's a 12.
12 does not hit.
Ah,
Yeah,
shoot.
as you drop your invisibility, and the firebolt lands in between where the tail is curving upwards and just detonates there, a little bit off kilter from where you wanted it to be.
Yeah, and then I look. Well, I don't look at Free, but I'm holding her or shoulders, I suppose, and stay with us, Free. Come on.
Sure thing. So, Free, it's now your turn, so a death save if you please. And then it's going to be its turn. So, it's going to attack you, Isabel, as you are now the biggest thing that's threatening it. So, did you attack recklessly, Thyra? I forgot.
Yes, I did.
So, it will get its advantage on Isabel as well, or will it is it just on you?
No, it's just me.
Just on her.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, the first claw attack is a 6 on you, Isabel.
Misses.
The second is a 19.
That hits.
You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are now grappled.
Alright. Fair
And
enough.
the stinger comes up behind it with an 18 to hit.
That just hits, yeah.
So go ahead and
Oh,
roll your
that's
con
17.
save for me.
Okay.
As you take
Save. That is a 17.
Okay, so you take 9 points of piercing damage, and
Okay.
as the stinger goes to pierce you and pierces inside of the like orangish goo, and as it goes to inject its venom, a little piece of goo is and the goo starts to just spray on top of you, does not enter your bloodstream.
There we go.
That's its turn. So Alakian, you are up.
I'm gonna try to hit it with another fucking arrow this time.
Go for it.
Come on, I like it.
Don't roll a 1.
I kind of want him to roll a 1.
I didn't. I rolled
Yeah.
a 17.
Nice.
17
11
hits.
plus, yeah, 17.
So roll your damage.
Fucking finally. And then I get sneak attack damage, right?
Yes, you do.
That is 8 plus 4, so that's 12, plus another 6, so that's 18 points of damage.
Yeah. So once again, how does Alakian want to do this?
Alright.
No hits. Finally, one hit.
No hits, other than the fucking bolts. Alright.
Shoot it right where the back plate came off earlier. That'd be pretty
That's
cool.
exactly what I was gonna do. I was like,
Yeah.
I was gonna aim for the one spot where that armor plate came up, and just out of frustration, he's been frustrated all along. Calms himself as he exhales, lets the arrow loose, just straight at that back plate that came up.
Yeah, okay. So you start to climb up off the rock and stand up a little bit, and as you pull the arrow back, you take a second, and you can almost feel the breath leave your body as you focus in. As the scorpion, as the arrow hits in the back of it, it and starts to like writhe around. It actually like nearly hits what is Isabel and what is Thyra, but the sand instead just sprays up around it as it rises for a bit and eventually just starts to cease and fall to the ground. So that is your turn, Alakian.
Bonus action
Isabel.
hide. Because
Sure.
of all the other shit that's going on.
So roll your stealth check. Isabel, it's now your go.
Alright. Well, I'm just gonna start eating the giant scorpion.
Fair enough.
Of course.
Like, I don't know what else this thing would do at this point. It's hungry.
Let me double check, because I don't think you get your Devour ability on this, because you didn't deal the final.
I don't, but I can also just eat it.
Sure, so you spend your action trying to eat the creature as you start by tearing off one of the claws and start to just and go for the next
Yep.
one. Great. So that's your go. Thyra, you are raging.
I'm going to look around. I don't really see anybody, but I see Isabel just going to town on this thing. So I'm gonna take Harabel and I'm just gonna start whacking at it where he's not eating.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you feel the rage burning inside of you, and as you look towards the creature that was Isabel, there is a brief second, a temptation of you just wanting to hit it. And as you almost walk towards it, you bring the axe up and instead put it down on the creature, actually splitting the tail from the rest of the body. As you start to, just in a brutal fury, start decapitating this scorpion as blood comes up on you. Wade, anything you want to do?
Can I listen to Free and see how she's doing? See if she's still got any breath in her.
Sure. So
It's
make a
getting
medicine check.
Shallow. Oh shit. 12.
She seems to be doing okay. She's definitely not looking bad. And I will say, Free, as you are at the moment out of danger, you don't have to roll death saves. Oh no, you can revive. So actually, yeah, roll death save because you can come back to stabilization if you do. Noted. Elakian, it's your go again.
All he doesn't see shit right now. I guess going to stand up as stealthily as I can on top of a giant fucking rock. And just kind of survey the area, see what I can see.
Okay, so make a perception check.
Okay. That is a 13.
Yeah, as you look around, you can see off in the distance, maybe 150 feet back, there is another one of these creatures of dull black body that is just starting to walk towards you.
So about 150 feet.
About 150, 200 feet away. It's not near you, but it's starting to be drawn to
It's
the
out
commotion.
there. God damn it. Alright. I'll shout to everybody else, hey, we're not done. We got another one coming. So.
Yep, everyone hears this. You can choose whether you acknowledge it or not.
And then I'm going to bonus action hide.
So bonus
Because
action
I
hide.
still see Isabel being Isabel. That's not Isabel.
Yeah, Isabel, as your turn comes around, you, I believe, finish eating the creature.
Probably. At that point, I guess I'm right beside Free. Hearing. What did
I have a so does invisibility drop on Free when I cast Firebolt, or just on me?
Just on you because she didn't cast a spell. You would need to roll concentration for when you get hit, but you haven't been hit.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I would
So
see.
technically,
Yeah.
Free's still invisible.
Yeah, she's
Sure.
still invisible.
Isabel will attempt to retake control.
Sure, so go ahead and make your save.
Yes, that is. What's my 6? Alright. 21 to save.
Yeah, I don't even need to roll that. Yeah, you start to still your mind, recognizing that your friend is in danger, as you will the parasite to just, as it starts to slowly move back, and where you stand, you are now you again.
Okay.
So I don't believe anyone else is in any immediate danger. Because Thyra, you made your save, and Isabel, you made yours. So what are you guys doing as Elakian calls out about this third one that is approaching?
I definitely cry out, guys, Free's really hurt.
So at this point, Thyra's not raging, right?
Nope.
Alright, I'll turn to Thyra and go, I guess, help me carry her. You need me the strongest, right?
I can try and stabilize her if I could see her.
Well, I
He's
don't
right
see-
here. I'm still have a hold of her. I'm holding on to her.
Let's get her out of here before that fucking thing comes, and then we'll see about getting her back to health, alright?
I
Alright.
will come over and I will.
Find the invisible body of pick it up.
It's not too hard. There are drag marks in the sand from where Wade has.
I'm
pulled
trying
her.
to like, kind of show you where she is too. I've got her like
You
by her
drop the
shoulders.
spell, Wade.
I would, but those things are coming. I want to leave her invisible just in case, you know.
I'm just gonna fire, like, when I figure out, like, where, like, her head and her feet are, I'm just gonna throw her. I'm not gonna throw her over my shoulder,
Gonna
but I'm
fireman
gonna
carry
put her over my. I'm gonna fireman carry her
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Sure.
throwing her
without,
out.
Like-
like, hurting her more on the chest.
Careful, careful.
Alright, you're considered a large creature. I forgot about that carrying.
Yep. So you throw her
Don't
over your
forget the horns.
shoulder. And then what are you guys doing?
Getting the fuck
I
out of
guess
dodge.
we're running.
Sure. You
trying
can
to.
outrun the scorpion as it is not interested in chasing. It's more just interested in what is happening, and it was drawn to that. And by the time it gets there, you are all gone. So.
I would also at this point use my body is yours and move the parasite to my feet so I leave no tracks.
Great. So as you run, you feel the familiar orange goop just start to cover the bottom of your feet and ankles. And as you run, as it displaces your weight evenly around the sand, leaving no tracks. And as you turn around, everyone else is leaving tracks. But you
It's
aren't
more,
leaving any.
more of a panic response from her than an actual logical thought.
And yeah, free. You stabilize as you are not in danger. We're not in combat anymore, so you do stabilize. And you're fine. As we all run, you guys have lost half a day on your travel, but you made it out alive, and that's something.
Hooray!
And while we are here, we're going to go ahead and take
Living.
our break. And when we come back, we will deal with the, I guess, aftermath of this, and we'll continue our survival checks.
Sounds
So yeah, we'll be back here soon, so don't go anywhere. And when we come back, we'll continue this. So, we'll be back soon, you guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
No!
Okay, well, we're back, chat.
I don't need the high ground.
I hate you. Don't watch that movie.
So, as you guys begin to run away from this scene, you have to duck in between various large boulders as you are running through this weird, strange, giant stone terrain. While you guys are running, is there anything that you would like to do?
Run faster?
How long are you running for?
Oh, a
Until we
while?
think we're safe.
Yeah,
Okay,
until we
so,
think
like-
we're safe.
So I have a question. Are these stones like big enough to where like I can hop from one to the other? Or not?
You'd
Like, are
have
they
a
close enough
hard
together?
time. It's possible, but it would be... they're like 15 feet apart at places. It's difficult.
Fine.
Like I'm gonna run with Bree until I find a nice little cropping of like bushes and stones that we can
Okay.
kind of hide behind, get cover behind.
Sure. So I'll say you run for, let's say, 10 minutes. And all the while, as you do, like you'll be running and running, running, and you look to your right, and there'll be something else there, like a scorpion. And then you run for another 5 minutes, and you look to your left, and there is a giant tarantula. This area in general is not particularly good for those who aren't fond of giant bugs. And I'll say you run for maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes before you finally get towards the edge of this place. And as you do, as you fall into the last few boulders that you can see and you look beyond the skyline, you start to see some peaks of a mountain range start to become visible. Isabel and Thyra, you would know what that mountain range is. And yeah, you come up to a point. So yeah, you would probably know what it is too. But you come up to a point where the rocks start to become more sparse and difficult to find, and you bed down behind one of them and just take a break.
When we do that, I'm gonna drop the invisibility on Free.
Okay, sure. So the spell fades, and Free is dangling there on Thyra's arm, fireman carry style.
Should we, maybe we should like wrap her bandages or something? Or wrap
She
her
literally
wounds.
has one sting mark. That's what killed her.
We don't know that. We just saw you go down.
Is it like a
hit by one
massive
You know,
Yeah,
sting?
as
you
you
know what you can do? You can suck out the poison.
Oh no.
As you look towards
Wait,
Free,
yeah.
there is a large puncture wound right in the top of the shoulder. The wound itself is maybe like an inch wide, and you can see a little bit of cartilage underneath of it. And all around it are like these blistering large green boils and bubbles where the poison has started to be injected in. It's nasty. It's a rough looking wound.
Do you think one of us should do that?
I think you should do it.
You want
Hey.
me to? Aren't you like? You're always flexing and getting that stuff out. Maybe you be better at it, you know?
You think I can suck better than you can?
No offense, but
Alright,
kinda,
alright.
yeah.
alright, Tyra, just, alright, I guess if you want to do it, I guess I will. I will
Okay,
attempt to
I'm gonna
suck
stop
the
Wait,
poison out.
wait, no. Maybe not the one who likes to eat people.
I don't like to eat people. Just get out of my. I'm gonna push them out of my way.
Do
and
I have
just-
any idea if this is like, this is actually a problem or whether it's just like fucking nasty? Do I have any idea whether this is just like a side effect of what the fuck happened and whether it will be actually detrimental?
I guess make a medicine check.
$19 plus 21.
Yeah, you get the sense that Free is stabilized. She's not dying. The poison is probably just lingering, but it's done its major effect. It's probably better out than in. Like, I wouldn't want to leave it in there, but I mean, it's not doing any major damage to her right now.
Always better out than in, I always say.
I'll stop Isabel. I'll just be like, I'm not gonna stop you from sucking if you want to, but she'll be fine.
Right, sit down, do it. I'm still gonna do it.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, how about it?
I'm near
It's-
enough to try to pull her away if she starts nibbling.
Biting.
Yeah, Isabel, as you walk up to the unconscious body of Free that's propped against a rock like this, the big boils right there, you force her head to the side and just... As you feel this elongated tongue
Ew.
start to just... down into the bloodstream, and as you
Didn't mean to do
pull
that.
it back, you lift your mouth away from the bite wound, and this tongue and flicks a whole bunch of poison over the sand that just sort of like rests there and starts to in the sunlight.
Alright, that was not me.
Tastes
Uh,
foul.
I'm gonna speak to Chaos. Be it, alright, why'd you do that?
Yeah, okay. There is no response for a while, and then afterwards the parasite does respond begrudgingly. It says, I got the poison. Is this not what you wanted?
Fair enough point. Right. Well, she's healthy. She's not. She's poison's out.
Do
I
the
told you we
boils
should have
have
sucked the
in
poison
them?
out.
You look at her and the poison is, for all intents and purposes, gone. There might be a little bit left, but it is not, doing anything. The big boils on the side of the neck and shoulder are not green anymore. They are still very, very prevalent, but they are like a deepish red. It's more just swelling now than anything.
Hey, what should we do? Should we keep going and make like a thing to carry her with, a stretcher or something, or should we make camp here until she gets up or feels better? Or...
What time is it? Like, roughly, where's the sun in the sky?
It's like mid-afternoon. It's probably like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
We can probably sit around for about an hour.
Give her a chance to wake up. It's a chance to perhaps rest of ourselves, make a stretcher for to take her with us. That's what I think. It'd be fair to have Thyra carry her all across those mountains.
Yeah.
Sure, so how long
I
do you guys
might
want
be
to
able
wait
to
for?
find something for the boils. Or at least pack something on them.
Do you have any medicine like that, or
All it really takes is some flowers and some mud. Not that bad.
perhaps don't put mud on an open wound like that?
No, I did it all the time.
Wait, that's not helping the point.
You use it with
Makes
certain
sense.
flowers and it helps seal the wound and to cover it so it doesn't get infected.
I believe the word you're looking for is water, not necessarily mud. To make a
No,
paste.
mud is the word I'm looking for.
No, she means literally like flowers, like the plant, and then mud. Mix it together and just
I mean,
Right on there.
probably You don't need the mud. You just need the water to make the paste.
no. I don't think.
Yeah, no,
I think-
I'm pretty sure there was a shaman in my town that did that with the mud and the flowers.
Alright, you find the mud and the flowers. I'm going to go and make a stretcher. Illicane. With me. Okay.
Fine. Whatever.
Alright. You're
So
amazing.
who's looking for what here? I'll say this can be a short rest because you're not doing anything too strenuous.
I'm
I-
just getting some dirt because I already have the water.
Okay.
Okay, so-
And I'm gonna
Flowers?
make the flowers.
Oh, you're gonna make the flowers, right? Okay, that makes sense.
Sure.
I'm
will
gonna-
look for stuff to make a stretcher. Like
I'm gonna stay
wood.
on lookout during this.
So Wade, you make your perception check. Thyra, I guess make a nature check as you search for mud.
Well, dirt. I have water.
Okay.
Nature.
14.
Not good. 15.
Sure. As you go and search for mud, you very quickly realize that there is very little dirt in the desert. You find a small patch where you suspect there was a healthy bush at one point, but it is not anymore. And as you go and scoop it up, you manage to get a few little specks of dirt mixed in with a lot of sand. But you can try and make it into mud if you would like. I'll say you get a little bit. You probably get enough to cover.
That'll
it.
do.
So Isabel, make a nature check as well.
With advantage because the Lakean's helping me.
Yeah, I'll say either nature or survival because you're trying to make a stretcher for someone.
This will be nature because I have a
Oh,
plus
yeah.
2 to that. With advantage, right? For
Yeah.
my Lakean? Yeah, okay, awesome. Gonna need that. Yeah, it's a lot better than a natural 20.
Nice.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You manage to find a few sticks that will hold the weight of a person. and as you bring them back, you suspect that you can get a piece of clothing from someone and use it as a base to A, tie it up, and B, use it as like a bottom thing. Wade, as you look back onto where you all came from, you can see off in the distance there is movement as one of these large scorpion-like creatures is moving around out maybe like, I don't know, 300, 400 feet away. And as it is moving around, you see another large insectoid figure come up and start to squabble with it. It's a large giant tarantula fighting a giant scorpion. You hear in the back of your head the voice say, "I got 20 on the tarantula."
Dude, that's a losing man's bet right there. Okay.
Okay, man.
I say score.
Sure. As you sit there and watch the battle ensue. Yeah, you all come back, and the Free is
I'll
still
ask
there.
Wade for his crocodile, his alligator poncho. Is it crocodile or alligator?
It's alligator.
Alligator. Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Is this for free stretcher?
Hey, it is. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Here, take it.
I'm gonna give him that same conspiratorial look that I gave him before, when he left for the watch. I will then fashion a stretcher out of the poncho.
Sure, it's easy enough to do. It's sort of like just laying it down on the sticks and tying it where it needs to be tied.
If that poncho gets ripped, I'll be so mad.
I will
It'll
be
be
mad
fine.
too, but it's literally.
I have bending. It's fine.
Oh,
true,
true,
he does.
true.
Yeah, wait. As you turn back to the fight, you
Better
See
yours than mine,
the-
Wade.
the scorpion's tail is now in the back of the tarantula as it like pulls up and then releases, and the tarantula just falls, and the scorpion begins to start trying to eat
Woo!
the remains.
All right. When we get your
Damn it.
body back, you're paying me first thing.
Okay. Man, that's not fair. I couldn't even see him from this far. That's why.
You always been on the scorpion, man.
I'll remember that for future.
Has Wade seen a lot of giant scorpion fights?
Nope.
So I'm gonna use my staff to summon some lavender,
Okay.
and I'm gonna mix the lavender and water and what little mud I found, and I'm gonna rub it on.
Okay. Make a medicine check for me, and I guess you can do this with advantage from Isabel, because Isabel sucked out the poison.
You're welcome.
You said medicine.
Yeah.
15.
Okay, Free. Your time that you are unconscious is reduced by 2 hours. It has been at this point an hour and a half, so you'll be waking up soon.
Cool.
Yeah. As you all, I guess, put Free on the stretcher and start to pick her up. What do you guys want to do?
How
I'm
close
gonna
are we to
use-
these mountains?
They are off in the distance, but they break the horizon in that you can see the peaks of them. They're not close. They're still the better part of a week away, but you can start to see the indication that they're there.
Hey, guys. There seems to be a lot of giant creatures out here. I was thinking we should either take it real nice and slow and quiet, or get the hell out of here.
Or we have to carry Free, so let's take it slowly and not try to get caught, so our friend here doesn't die.
I agree.
Slow and steady it is.
So everyone, make a stealth check apart from Free.
I don't trust you, die. This one.
26.
Oh,
26. Okay.
17.
6.
Okay.
14.
Generally pretty good. Yeah. You move at a slower pace, getting through the next leg of this desert. It goes by with you avoiding the general attention of any wandering eyes of any creatures or otherwise, and you come to the night free. You awaken a little bit into their trek, and you come to the night, and you can start to try and set up camp, as the large rocks have now started to fade, but there are still a few here and there. You can bed up next to one of them, I'll say.
Cool.
Isabel will help set up camp tonight.
Sure. It gets done a little bit faster with your help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Free is just laying on the sand right now, cursing bugs.
Fair enough.
She's not happy.
Is she awake now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
She wakes up about halfway through the journey, as you guys
Oh,
are
good.
stealthing. If you want to talk to her, then you can.
Just a sigh of relief.
Reed, how are you feeling?
Like I'm gonna throw up, to be honest.
Hey, Isabel, there might still be some poison in her. You might want to suck that out again.
Excuse
I'm
me?
I'm like, it's just to make sure you're alright. I'm gonna grab Wade and kind of pull him off the side view. I'm not doing that while she's awake, alright? I didn't expect the tongue to fucking go inside her fucking wound, alright?
All right, it seemed pretty effective. That's all.
I'm sure it's effective, but I'm not doing it again when she's fucking awake,
Okay.
alright? It felt
Just-
weird to fucking do that.
And before Wade makes Isabel do it while Free's sleeping.
It seems somehow worse.
That was the point.
Mm-hmm.
I feel very
to
dirty.
stop so you can let it all out. Just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Isabel, as Wade drifts off back to the group, you hear the voice return in your head again. It says,
Oh god.
"It was not pleasant for me either."
Alright, keep that in mind. Gets get that fucking hand again.
Yep, no response as you walk back. You guys find your camp and start setting up. You can put your campfire down again and start cooking food. Because you have rations, so you'll be fine. And I'll say we can get to watches again, if everyone wants to.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, who wants to take the first watch?
Can I take first so I can sleep for 8 hours after that?
You can. Anyone want to go with free?
I'll take it with her.
Of course.
Conspiratorial look to Wade before we all go to sleep.
I was gonna wink at Free.
Oh God.
She just like what? All right.
Oh god,
feel
the
like
entire
I'm
group's
missing
gonna try to get you two set up after this. I'm so sorry.
All good.
Before going to bed, I'm gonna clap Isabel on the back. You did a good job helping.
Alright, it's mostly because, you know, someone was maybe dying, so I wanted to make sure that that didn't happen.
Which I appreciate.
You're
I
welcome,
don't know
love.
what you did.
I've set up camp, is what she's talking about.
I was not referring to him sucking the poison out of you.
Hey!
Because
I
it
licked
was
the
my
poison
idea.
out of her. I licked the poison out of her.
See how much faster things can go when you just do a little bit?
How old are you?
Old enough?
Seriously, how long have you been alive?
How long have I been alive? 18 years?
I'm not being fucking lectured by an 18-year-old. And I'm gonna go into my tent.
Okay. Sure.
That's what I do.
Yep, as the rest
I'm
of you
gonna
will retreat to your tents. Isabel Wade and Free, if you want to make your perception checks for me.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, that's solid.
Natural
Okay.
23.
Ooh.
Nice.
18.
Yeah, as the sun starts to set, you guys bed down a little bit early today. Free, you can see circling a little ways off just a pair of vultures that are just surveying the area. They come over to above you guys and circle you, and then move off and circle somewhere else. Just looking for something to eat.
Well, I'm glad it's not my bones they're
Me too.
looking at.
You almost died today.
It did not feel good.
Well, I'm happy you're not dead.
Yes, thank you guys for not leaving me.
I never leave you.
You're sweet.
What were you thinking, though? Running up to that thing?
My magic didn't work.
What were you trying to do?
Tell it to go away politely.
Yeah, that doesn't usually work on monsters, you know?
You'll see I can be quite just not today, apparently.
So how do you do that curing magic? Just earlier when you went down, there was nothing any of us could do. It got me thinking, you know, maybe I might be able to pick up a thing or two, or...
That would be what your magic.
What was that?
Magic comes from your magic source. Is it natural? Is it given? I learned it from music and words. Just stringing them together the right way.
Oh. I don't know where my magic comes from. Just kind of happened.
Think you were born with it then?
I don't think so. Actually, just happened. I just started being able to do all this like a couple months ago, the most.
I see. Honestly, I don't know I teach you anything like that. Sorry. I mean,
Yeah, that's understandable. Maybe when I go to Recrovy and meet Asmin, she might be able to teach me. Maybe.
your friend at the not college. What's it called?
I used to know, and now
Archivist
I forgot.
Echelon is the name
Yes.
Echelon, right.
Well, are you still planning on going to Recrovy?
Yeah, I have no problem continuing the way we were.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it for the night.
of it. Fair enough. Yeah. Your night's watch concludes. The sun starts to go down, and when your watch is over and finished, it is down. The cold night is taking effect, and you can go and wake up the rest of your pals.
I want to take second watch.
Yeah, I'll go get it.
I'll take second watch.
Okay. So yeah, you two go and wake up. Lakin and Thyra. Free, as soon as your head hits the pillow, knocked out.
Out.
And yeah, so both of you, I would like to make perception checks, please.
Dirty 20 for me.
16.
Great, sure. I'll keep that in mind. Is there anything you guys want to do on your watch, or?
Not particularly.
Whenever I start feeling rested, how far are we from where the scorpions were? Like roughly, like time frame.
You've been traveling for the better part of the day. You've been traveling for at least half a day to here, but some of that was at slower speeds. So if you were walking at normal pace, I'd say it'd take you like, I guess, a quarter of a day to get there. So it'll take you probably, I don't know, 6 hours to or we'll say 3 or 4 hours to get to where you are from that area.
Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna go do something, but I won't.
Okay. Anything else that you can think of?
Nope.
Sure. So your watch concludes uneventful. There is nothing too suspicious going on. You know, it's just a standard day in the desert. Isabel, you are woken up for your leg. And then, Alec, you're going to watch with her, or are you going to go do your own thing?
Yeah, I'll watch with
Sweet. So both of you, perception checks, please.
All right.
19.
7.
Yeah, Isabel, you don't quite focus fully on the watch, and when you do, you don't see very much. You get distracted very easily thinking about the day's events.
Staring at those mountains.
Staring at those mountains. They're coming up. Yeah, nothing else happens to you on this night. So you're awake.
I would like to, during the watch, try to have a conversation. Because I'm pretty sure those mountain ranges are the ones... Are those the mountain ranges? Where it's at?
I believe so, yeah. If it's what I think you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to speak to the parasite.
Okay.
And say, I assume you see the mountains there?
There is no words, or there are no words, but you do feel like just a little bit of movement in the back of your head. It shift a little bit.
I'll take that as a yes. I assume you remember what happened there.
It chimes in now. It says, "Don't stay long."
It's one of the first times you've ever spoken back. Why don't you want me to stay there?
There is no response.
Fucking course. And I say that out loud.
Okay.
Fucking dighead.
Yeah, Alakin, you hear Isabel say that next to you.
Everything alright over there?
The thing in my fucking brain. It's being a prick.
I mean, I feel like that's what he always does. What else is new?
He's being an extra big prick today.
Why is that?
Personal reasons. But
Are we awake yet?
Probably not at this point, unless you guys want to be.
Would his screaming wake me up?
not really screaming, more
It's
just
kinda
talking
just like-
loudly.
Under her breath, yeah, kind of just
Yeah.
like. It's kind of what I thought of it as.
Yeah, I'm trying to be polite and not wake everyone up.
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
How about a rain check on that?
Fair enough. I'll be here all week.
That's what I like you. You don't demand things.
I've learned that asking typically gets better results than demanding.
Alright.
And
I think
being
me and you are
patient.
going to be fast friends.
We'll see about that.
Fuck you too, then.
Hmm.
It's not you. It's just I
The last person who said that to me, at least we had sex before it.
mean I'm not saying no, but no.
Alright, we'll see what happens when we get back to Earnright, won't we?
There is an awkward silence for the rest of your watch. And
Oh.
eventually, the group.
Isabel basks in it. She fucking found that hilarious.
The group all awakes.
Alekian did too, for the record.
Yes! This is why I thought Elakin and Isabel would bond first.
Well, there you go. You kind of were right. Yeah. So the rest of the group awakes. Let's say for the sake of brevity, unless you guys want to hunt for anything, you can just eat, and then we'll get to the survival challenges. Unless anyone wants to do anything.
Nope.
Before we do. Sweet. So who's taking this next one? You have 2 successes and 1 failure. You need 4 successes.
I will take this next one using basically using the map and kind of basically just using the map, since how I've got the map and I can kind of see them. I'm assuming the mountain range is on the map that
Yeah.
I've got, correct? Okay. Basically just using that as a guide.
Okay.
So-
So. This is not so much nature or survival. This is more so an intelligence. So make an intelligence check.
Just straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence.
I can do that.
But can you do it well?
I can. That is a 19.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too difficult considering that the mountains are right there and you can see them. You do make your way over, and you feel pretty confident you're in the right direction. That's 3 successes.
Hog.
So who's taking the next one?
I failed last time I did it.
I just don't know what Isabel's talents could do in this situation.
You can, the same person can do multiple checks, by the way.
Sure.
You can do the
Fuck
same
it.
one and it'll be a much higher DC, or you can do something else.
Can I use both the map and the sun? Would that be any different, or would that be the same thing?
It'll be a very much higher DC to do the exact same thing, but use the sun.
Okay.
Could I don't know if this would help us going the right direction, but can I find small game trails to follow?
Okay, sure. Yeah, so make a nature check.
Sure. Boy. Yeah, that's a 4.
Okay. You know what? That wouldn't have been too high of a DC, but that's fine
Higher
with
than a
me.
4?
Okay. Yeah. So Wade, as you start to look around for tracks of small animals and game, in the hopes that if you catch them, you can invigorate the group, you start going ahead of the rest of your party. With your mind so insanely focused on this one task that everyone just has to keep up with you instead of you traveling together as a group. You go and you look for a while, and eventually you realize this might not be working so well. You don't get any physical imposition. There is no combat, but you have been lost and you lose half a day.
Oh, great.
But that's it. That's the best one that you could have possibly gotten. As you take a look around and realize, oh wait, the mountains are over there.
Do we run up the way to be like,
Yeah, do I see them? Have they caught up?
that way?
Yeah, they're like behind you. They're just off a little bit, and sometimes people have to just like jog a little bit to distract you from your bloodhound.
All right, guys. I gotta admit, I think I'm
Fucked up.
lost. I was thinking
Right.
if we followed the game trails, I thought it would be a little bit faster, maybe a little bit safer because they know where to go. But
Aye. We
It's-
could have followed the trails the other direction.
I
yeah,
literally have a map.
this one's on me. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna flick him in the forehead.
Oh.
Is it? Yeah.
Shoot.
So is it getting close to sunset now?
Yeah, it's getting close to sunset. You guys will probably have to bed up soon.
For fuck's sake, wait.
Should we like keep going a little bit, push it a little extra tonight, make up for it?
You be going the right way? Yeah.
I'm fine
Good.
with that.
We can go until just after dark.
May push on a little bit further. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'll give you guys the chance to do one more. So who wants to take the next one? You have 3 successes and 2 failures.
How familiar would I be with the we're out of the desert at this point, or are we still in the desert?
No, you're still in the desert, but you suspect that you're coming to the end of it.
Okay.
Do we have about 10 minutes?
I don't know what this book could do. I guess just keep the mountains in view and walk towards them. Like, I don't know what else.
Does anyone else want to do anything before I give?
I
This
was
roll.
gonna cast. I was gonna ritual cast speak with animals, and have the animals guide us in the right direction.
Oh, that's so much smarter.
Okay, you asked technically if I had 10 minutes first, so I'll give you that. Make a nature check for me to see if you can find animals around.
16. You said nature 17.
Okay, I'm gonna count that as a success. You, after looking around, the sun is starting to get low, and as you look over towards the horizon, there are those like heat lines that sort of mask the bottom of where the sun meets the sand. But the evening is getting colder. As you look around, there aren't many animals here. A lot of them choose not to make their home in the desert, but you do see one lone vulture just circling overhead. Just, you know, again, probably just looking for a quick meal.
Alright. Would I?
Oh, we lost her.
She's gone.
Ah!
She gone.
She back.
Would I have casted it by the time I found the vulture?
Yeah, you can. You can cast it by the time that you find it.
So I draw a flower in the sand. And can you show us in the right direction to Edenroot out of the desert?
Yeah, as you draw the symbol in the sand, the familiar visage appears to you, and as you place your hand in the middle of it, you push downwards, and there is just as like a small burst of energy erupts from your hand and starts to illuminate the drawing that you've made. The vulture, seeing this, just swoops down and onto a tree nearby, and starts to look at you. It says, "Yes, en route. that way, and you see the head like, whereas the beak is normally like this, it just and points towards the mountainside. It turns back to you, says, "Be careful of the sand pits."
Thank you. I'll pull out whatever I have, and I will feed the vulture a little bit.
Okay, sure. Are you like hand feeding it, or are you just throwing it on the ground?
No, I'll hand it to him. It'll like be in my hand, like for him to peck it out.
Sure, yeah. As you go and hold it up to the vulture, it is up in like a tree, but you are tall, so it's no problem. You feel like the sharp abrasions of the end of the beak start to like clip at the palm of your hand, but it does eventually, just like peck at it, and as you see like the rest of the rabbit skin just go down the throat. It nods and
Right, if we go that way, we just have to be careful of more pits.
Great.
Oh, great.
No.
That
What
was once before.
fucking pits.
great. So are you guys going to keep walking through the night, or are you going to bed up here?
What is it like nighttime? Yeah.
It's starting to
So
get
is it nighttime?
close enough to night.
I don't think we want to waste that roll, right?
It counts regardless. So you guys will
Okay,
just
it'll work tomorrow
go
morning,
for-
too.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then
Okay.
let's bed up then.
Up here then.
All right.
Sure. So you
Works for me.
you all bed up. You can all make perception rolls individually if you would like to, and just give me the totals.
3 from Isabel.
Nice.
19.
So
10.
we'll say you two go together.
21.
You two go together,
12.
and you're fine. Okay. Sure.
I
So
can roll another one if you need me to.
would you like to?
I can, yeah. Sure. That is a 21.
Brings that 12 up to 21. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So, Wade and Thyra, as you sit there taking the second watch, you start to look over towards the mountain range, which is somewhat familiar to you, Thyra. You've been near it. And as you look over, you can see just past one of the... As this is becoming more flatland, you can see just past, maybe, I don't know, a ways away, just like a little desert owl that is just gliding along the far side of your vision. As it does, as you look closely, because you rolled pretty freaking high, you see it chasing
I rolled
like
the
very...
10.
She
Oh,
rolled
I'm
a
sorry.
10.
Wade, you
a
rolled
21.
high. You rolled 21. Wade, as you watch it chase this small mouse, you see the mouse, and it's like a weird, like, one of those ones that like hop and they've got the long tails. They just hop along the sand.
Yeah.
It's one of those, and as it does, you watch as it just, and as it goes to jump out, its foot is trapped by something. There's this owl, and carries it off.
Its foot was trapped in something.
Yeah, it just stopped moving, and as it was trying to pull its foot out, the owl just picked it and
Making
took off.
a note of where that is.
Sure. It's a ways away, which I know technically doesn't make sense to the dark vision, but you roll really high on perception, so that works for me. And honestly, the sun will probably be coming up anyway, so it's fine. So yeah, you will wake up the rest of the night uneventful. And you can eat and continue going, or you can do whatever you want. Up to you guys.
Let's
We,
get out of
Continue.
Let's try.
Yeah, I'm fucking tired of the desert. Let's get the
Just
fuck out of here.
rations this morning, huh?
Hey,
Sounds good.
I
What?
enjoyed being
Fucking hate.
outside, but this sand, man, it sucks.
And that sun, it's so hot. And then cold.
See, I don't really
I
get
could
cold
use
with
a nice
my...
bath. Ow.
Before I forget, last night I saw a mouse get stuck in some sand over that way. So be careful.
Is it the way that we're supposed to be going?
It is.
Oh, wait. Why couldn't it have been good news?
Well, the good news is there was this really cool owl.
The good
We haven't
news is
seen an
the
owl
people-
since we've been out here.
Great. An owl.
Hey,
Must
Fire,
mean
you
we're
still
getting
got my
closer
dagger I
to-
gave you the other day?
Oh yeah, here.
I'm gonna need that.
Well, just get moving,
I have an
alright?
idea, so.
Yeah, as you all bag up and set off, Wade, where you estimate that the mouse got taken, and Thyra, knowing your warning from the vulture, it takes a while to get there, but when you do, you start to notice this long stretch of what seems to be normally undisturbed sand, but with slight dips in areas.
Does it look like there's movement under the sand?
Make a perception check.
That is a 19.
There does not appear to be any movement underneath the sand that you can see.
Consider it's a long strip.
It's a long stretch of
Oh, stretch. Never mind.
Yeah.
I heard strip. I was like, maybe.
About how wide?
it's wider than you guys can see. As you look, the little like dips aren't linear; they are sporadic and all over the place. But there is like ways that you could get around them if you chose to. They're not just. It's not like one big thing, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna go a little ways down, probably like maybe 60 feet, and I'm gonna toss one of my daggers into one of the holes, like one of the little divots
Yep. As you
in the ground.
as it just gets lost underneath the sand.
Okay. All right. So go back to the group. Just like, yeah. So that's quicksand. Yeah, we're gonna want to stay away from that. So just a heads up.
Is there enough rocks down here to like throw them ahead and see them sink, or is it just too?
This is a little bit. These aren't like big boulders. Now there are smaller, like handheld rocks. You can throw them inwards. Yeah, I'd say you can scoop up a bunch of them.
Hey, I might have an idea. If we all tie a rope around each other, that way, if one of us starts sinking, the others can pull them out right away.
Or everyone gets pulled in at the same time.
Yeah, but if that's the case, then rope or no rope, we're all getting pulled in.
I like the rope idea. It's good.
Yeah.
Rope is a better idea than no idea.
Aye.
Worst case
Me and
scenario,
Thyra
we
at the
can
back.
cut ourselves apart.
Aye.
Hey,
Me and Thyra should be at the back, so the two strongest back there.
So, Free, you scooped up a whole bunch of rocks, right?
Yep.
All right, cool.
I'm just
what
gonna
I'm
throw
so,
them ahead of us, like
well, what I was
feet at a
gonna
time.
do, I was going to basically take the rocks from you, and I was gonna go I was going to use like my 50 feet of rope and basically have you guys tied to that. That way I have room to move, but then start like just tossing the rocks and stuff as we're going forward, and just like cautiously trying to make our way through it, and having you guys stand follow me exactly as I step. Is
Like
what I
that
was
too.
gonna do.
Yeah, sounds good.
Like that.
sure.
You said
Okay.
you'll have
Be
the
the
rope,
end of the
right?
line?
So.
Go
yeah,
for it.
yeah. I'm gonna have like 50 feet of rope that I'll basically tie to me, and then I'll give it to you guys back there. I'll give it to the first person in line back there. That way,
I'll-
I've got room to maneuver if I need to jump out of the way quickly or something like that.
Yeah. I will grab the rope. I'll be the one holding onto your leash.
Okay.
Sure. So
I'll go
say
next in the line.
I have never lifted more than 20 pounds at a time, so I'm probably the weakest here. I'll go in the middle.
I'm gonna bring up the rear.
Alright, I'd rather have Thyra behind me. Just because, just help in case
Oh.
Elakian goes under the sand, right?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, sure. I'll go behind Thyra.
Okay, so Alakian, you tie the rope around your waist, around your midsection, and toss the rest of it to the rest of the group. Are you guys tying it around yourselves or just holding it?
Isabel will tie it around herself, but won't tie it around anyone else, so he has enough room to do what he wants.
Okay. Fair
I'll
enough.
take the excess of what's left of Isabel and just wrap it around my forearm and just have a hold of it.
There's a fair amount left, so you have plenty of room to maneuver around that.
Just so
Sure.
I've got a grip on it and I can grab if I pull. if
Did
I
we-
need to.
Are we tying multiple ropes together or just using one rope?
Just using the one, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alakian has 50 feet,
I
so
was-
he's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'll do is, Alakian, if you want to roll a perception check for me.
Okay. I'd say 22.
You do not get caught by any of these traps, which I'm a little bit sad about, but that's fine. As you go, you throw rocks in places that you are uncertain, and some of them are fine. Some of the rocks just stay where they are, and you pick it back up and can reuse it. And in some of them, the rocks just down into the sand below. You get the sense that this is not, with your high perception, this is not like a creature thing. This is just an area of weird terrain. And as you walk, you get about an hour into your walk, and you are clear of these sand traps, and you all, following Alakian's footsteps, manage to get out just fine. So, good job.
Awesome.
I'm
We
impressed.
did it!
Hooray!
So yeah, you guys can all untie your ropes and keep walking if you would like, or if you want to do anything now is the time.
Yeah, I'd say just keep walking.
Get out of this
Keep
freaking
walking.
desert.
Keep going.
Get out of the damn desert.
Yeah.
So, as you...
I want to pull out my bagpipes and start playing.
Yeah, banjo
Okay.
time.
Sure.
You
why
have a
not?
group-
Isabel's just singing.
a group jam session. Alakian, are you doing anything in this jam session?
We need to buy him
Covering my ears.
Covering his ears,
we need to
exactly.
buy him a,
Do it.
buy him a triangle so he can play along. Or cowbell.
Yeah, there is, as you walk, Alakian, you hear this sound behind you. Familiar, yet loathsome. As you are just walking along and you hear... And you turn around, and Thyra is there, bagpipes out, as the rest of them all take note of this and start pulling out various instruments, or in Isabel's case, starts warming up her throat.
Do I still have any of the small rocks?
Sure, you have a
Oh!
couple.
Can I just,
No.
like, playfully flick one at them? Like, not trying to hurt anybody or anything like that, but just, like, flick it at them.
Okay, roll an
as
attack
we're
roll.
walking.
Just a standard attack roll for a dex weapon.
So that's basically that plus...
Plus dex, you're not proficient in it because it's an improvised, so...
Okay,
plus
so
dex.
that would be a 16?
Um,
That hits
Yeah.
Isabel.
I'll say,
That hit
who
with his free.
are you aiming at?
The first person in line.
It'd probably be Thyra, because Thyra normally takes the lead.
Okay.
Yeah, but Thyra was in the back this time.
Oh, that's
That's
true.
Isabel's in front.
Isabel was in
Isabel's
the front. Yeah, Isabel, you just hear, as you just like massaging your throat, getting ready to sing, you just hear, ting. You look down, there's a rock on you, and Alakian is just,
I'm glaring at Elakian.
Aw, Lakey, you don't know how to play a lute? Or a flute?
Nope.
Aw,
Nope.
too bad.
Want us to teach you?
Nope.
We rolling
We
rolling performance now.
We
you
could use
definitely can.
a we could use a drummer.
Shit.
One you can have at it.
That is a 15 from Isabel.
Sure.
That is a 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only a 12.
17 and a 12. Yeah, that is a perfect average of 15. So look at that. Yeah,
You're a good
the
band.
music comes naturally as you guys start to harmonize instinctively with the music that you're creating. It's nice for most of you.
You know what's funny
Mhm.
is that my bagpipes were supposed to be bird pipes, but Roll20 didn't have bird pipes, so I had to go with bagpipes.
Well, I'm
Our
sure
bird
everyone is
pipes.
much the more grateful for it.
The hell are
Um,
bird pipes?
I guess just bagpipes with birds.
I don't know.
It's like a flute, but it looks like a pan flute, but it's, I don't know. It's like more of like what I would think
Sheep.
like bird sounds.
That's gonna have to be
Okay.
like something that I look
Funny.
up after the stream.
Funny enough,
So,
in my Wednesday game, somebody's in Aarakocra, and they have a pan flute that's made specifically for Aarakocra beaks. So, sounds very similar.
I looked up bird pipes on Google and I got the pipes from Flappy Bird.
Ah,
so in D&D Beyond, you have bird pipes that you can use on D&D Beyond.
Yes, but they were not in Roll20, and
I know.
that's what we were using at first.
well, regardless, as you guys walk along, you play your soothful music, and it calms the rest of you, except Alakian, who is somewhat
Now
begrudging about it.
irritated.
As you walk, the desert sand starts to become more grassy once more.
Yes.
Green.
And eventually, about 6 or 7 hours into your walk, you are now standing on what is, for the first time for all of you in over a week, grass that is green and alive and grass.
I fall to my knees and start kissing the ground.
Yeah, I
Hey.
kind of do the same thing. I kind of start
Sweet
rubbing my.
baby greens.
I start rolling in the grass.
Alright, the sound doesn't
We
great,
made
but
it.
this is a little extreme, I guess.
Oh, good
Are there
Lord, we
trees?
made it.
Is there a tree, like an alive one, not a half dead one?
Not at this point, but if you walk further, you suspect there will probably be trees.
I'm holding an action. The first tree I see, I'm gonna hug it.
Okay, sure.
Beautiful.
As Wade is rolling around in the grass like a dog on its back with his paws in the air. Anyone else want to do anything?
Adorable. Oh goodness.
No.
Yeah, as you walk further, about 20 minutes in, Thyra, you see a thin oak tree, probably quite young, standing there just gently swaying in the breeze.
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna hug it.
As you
It
do,
hugs you back.
you run a little bit too hard and the bark starts to just dig into your skin a little bit, but you don't care as you wrap it as much as you can in your arms and breathe
I'm
in the
gonna take a
sweet
big
smell of
sniff.
oxygen and sap.
I miss the smell of fresh oak.
I want to turn to Alakian and give him like a look like, oh, no?
She likes wood.
Alright. She's 18, live. Don't fucking. Ugh.
Means she's legal. I mean, what?
Moving
Are you
on.
gonna smack him for
Moving
that
straight
comment?
past that.
I'll reluctantly let go of the first live tree I've seen in a week.
Yeah, I can take 4 points of psychic damage for that comment.
That's fine.
As you guys all look forwards, you have a little ways to go, probably about a day out from the mountain range itself. But as you look upwards, you can see the hulking, beautiful visage of a long strip of mountains, as far as the eye can see, that are like a deep grey color, with sort of wispy clouds floating over the very, very peaks of it. It's a beautiful sight, considering most of you, it has been a while since you've been anywhere near grassland. The sun is, I'll say at this point, it's probably about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, because you guys have been traveling for most of the day. There is still sand in some of your boots, but yeah, it's a pleasant feeling to be here again.
I'm gonna shake all of that sand out of my boots
Same.
and rub my toes in the grass.
Yep, as you kick off your boots and turn them upside down, you see as a bunch of sand comes out of it. And as you put your feet down onto the ground, you flex your toes out and feel the blades of grass sticking through the like gaps in between your toes and pushing down on your feet. It's nice. It's nice for you, especially.
That's a feeling I'll never know.
Hey, question. What's the plan for getting over or around the mountains?
Do any of us know a pathway through them?
Isabel, you would probably know.
Yeah.
If you wanted to back up a day or so, you could take a shortcut. No, it would be a longer journey, but you could go through a clearing in which there is no mountain. It's where the mountain range breaks, and there is like a gorge or a clearing that you could probably go through, but it will add time to your journey. Or alternatively, you could go straight towards the mountain, and within about 3 or 4 days, you could be up on top of it, in familiar circumstances.
Alright, Isabel will consider for a second. I'll say, if you're willing to travel a couple more days, you could pass through the mountains further that way, and I'll point direction of the gap in the mountains. Or if there's a pass through the mountains, it's a bit quicker, but
If we climb the mountain, will we be able to see your hometown from up there?
earn rate? Probably. Maybe.
Would it be safer to go over the mountain or around it? You know what kind of creatures live here? Or people?
Or how treacherous the mountain is to climb.
There's, I think it's this tiny little village up in the mountains. We go through it. For creatures, what would I know that lives here?
It's a lot of birds. There are certain like areas of forested smaller sections that arise from the side of the mountain, the further that you get up. It's mostly like mountain things. There are rumors of a couple of... Actually, make a history check for me.
Okay. Am I trained in history? I think I am. Let me check.
Would I have been
I
up
am.
this far, Equa?
Would you have been what?
Probably not. Would I have been up in this area? Would I know anything about this area?
No, you would know nothing about this area.
Okay.
22.
Yeah, you know pretty well. It's mostly just normal, standard, weaker mountain-dwelling creatures. There are rumors of certain types of ogre that survey the sort of midpoint of the mountain range, but I mean, they're mostly harmless if you can outwit them, and you know, it's one of those things that oftentimes kids just go down to piss them off, and then it doesn't go well for the kids. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's definitely more dangerous than going around the other way and finding the main road, but it's not too bad.
It's honestly for all of us, probably not too dangerous, but I'll leave it up to you.
A couple extra days to bond isn't a terrible thing if it's the safer route. Especially after what just happened with Free.
Alright, well,
Yeah, I don't want to deal with bugs or death.
Yeah, I'm glad we have each other, because I don't know if we could have made it out there alone, you know?
alright. So, not the
Clearly
mountain
I
pass. Head back to the main road.
Aye?
Works for me.
We'll trust you on this one.
All right, let's do this, silver goats.
So you're backtracking going the long way around, or are you going at the mountain path straight over?
We're going
The
long way around.
around.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, as you enjoy your brief moment of respite in this grassy area, you turn back and see the desert waiting for you again.
I put my shoes back on. Like, that's exactly how I put my shoes back on.
Ugh.
Before we leave the desert, I pull out a big patch of grass, put it in my pocket.
Okay, sure. You do that.
Is it like
Yeah.
that? We're like staying in the forest.
It's
for the night?
it's getting to be the evening, so you could choose to walk back into the desert and camp out there, or you could choose to stay here for the night or keep going further. It's up to you.
Let's stay in the grass for the night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that as well.
sure.
Aye.
Less sand in the crevices and the hooves.
None of that.
Sure. So you all
It's so coarse. No, sorry.
don't you start with me.
Kids everywhere.
It gets everywhere.
I'll say
Coarse and
with
rough.
enough wandering around, you guys have a long time before you have to be asleep. So yeah, you can wander around and find a pretty secure place to set up for the night, and you do so.
Cool.
As you bed down and evening hits, I'll say you guys are next to like a small cluster of trees, and as you look out with the campfire in between you and the tents behind you, and you look out over towards the mountain range, you start to see this little fireflies start to just illuminate the area around you. Not many, just like a couple here and there. It's
Can I
nice.
catch them?
You can certainly try. I'll
I
say
want to try.
make a
I
sleight
don't
of
want to
hand
hurt
check.
them. I want to catch
Okay.
them.
Is there a like? Are those like large trees or are they small trees like Thyra hugged earlier?
I'll say you guys would have went in a little
No.
bit to just make sure that you're in a safer grassland area. They start to get bigger the further that you go in, so there are a couple of larger oak
Cool.
trees and some small.
Well, Lakian's gonna climb a tree.
Okay, make a. Actually, no, it's a tree. I'll say you can just climb it.
Okay.
It's not hard. It's a tree. What'd you get, Thara?
I got a 9.
A 9. Yeah. It takes you a while, and Wade, Free, and Isabel, you all look as Thara gets up and starts running up and just does like that for the better part of maybe 10 minutes before realizing she's not going to catch any of these things.
Oh, she'd do for longer even if she wasn't going to catch them.
Okay, great.
Can I minor illusion a jar full of fireflies?
You do so. There is now a
front of
silent
Thyra.
image of a jar full of fireflies in your hand.
There you go.
Did you catch those?
No.
They're pretty anyways. How long do I get to have them for?
Well, you actually can't really touch them or anything.
Well, but I can look at
more,
them.
more just for looking. And let's see. They go away.
That's funny.
The fun isn't in the catching, it's in the chasing. I used to do it with my sisters all the time.
Yeah,
Sounds nice.
does sound
I've
fun.
never tried that.
You should. I mean, they're right here. It's not like we have to go very far.
You don't think it would hurt them if I tried to put them to sleep with magic?
That's kind of cheating.
No.
All right.
We don't want to hurt them.
Did
go
you
back
start a
to
fire
catch-
yet?
I go back to catching fireflies.
You do. What did you say, Free?
Oh, I was just wondering if you started a fire yet.
Yeah, you will have started a fire.
Okay. Free's gonna use thaumaturgy to make it like change colors from like pink to purple for like a minute. Brighten and flicker.
Okay.
Fun.
Sure. As some of you sit around,
Fire
the
for the
fire
first
changes
time
from
is not helping set up camp.
and it shows that you haven't been there, but they do get it set up to a point where it's tolerable, but it's not, it's not great. Yeah, as the rest of you sit around the campfire, you watch as Free.
He's still on his tree, by the way.
That's fine.
Yeah, we assumed.
Free does some hand movements and mutters a few words, and the fire, just gently crackling there, starts to turn from a nice orange to a gentle pink to a blue to a yellow, back to green and back to orange.
I'm
Is
just
there
thought
anything
it'd
else?
brighten it up a little.
Nope.
It's pretty awesome.
I will say Isabel's being very quiet.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
It's not a good sign.
Cyrus just laying next to the fire, enjoying the grass, looking up at the sky.
Yeah, as you look up, as the stars start to come overhead, they just twinkle gently. There are the two moons there. One is just ever so slightly further back from the other, making it look smaller. And a large planet that with a reddish orange hue to it that just comes up over the horizon. It's a very, very nice time. Very nice place to be in, considering everything that happened.
Hey, Thyra,
Hi.
did you notice Izzy's being kind of quiet tonight?
Maybe she's hungry?
Yeah, no, I think she usually by now would have something in her mouth if that was the case.
Maybe she doesn't want to go back home?
That's more what I was thinking.
Should we go give her a hug?
I think so.
You gonna hug me? Is that I heard that right?
Oh my goodness, Free's gonna totally watch this. This is gonna be great.
So do we do this like sneaky? Or do we just run at her?
Yeah, I think you
Both
should
are-
tackle her.
Both are terrible
And then-
ideas.
And then
Okay.
Terrible for anyone involved.
I'll piggy bank. I don't know what it's called, but I'll jump on top after.
Why?
Doggy pile?
So why don't
Doggy
you just get on my back now, and then I run and tackle her, and then we can just bear hug her together.
Okay.
What is happening?
I don't know, but this is entertainment, so.
Okay, so let's do this in play-by-play. What do you guys do first?
Oh, well, Wade's gonna get on my back,
Mm-hmm.
You
Why?
guys, easy enough.
and I'm gonna run towards Isabel, much like I did Mazor when he was super drunk,
Okay.
and like bear hug,
I yell,
tackle her to the ground, like not to hurt her, but
charge!
Sure. Isabel, what are you doing at this point?
I will say that Isabel is kind of staring at the fire and already paying attention. Sees like Wade get on Thyra's back and stands up and is like, "What's going on here?"
Okay.
And then
So
just kind of watches in amazement as they charge towards her.
this is going to be a grapple. Thyra, you are assisted by Wade. So Thyra roll a strength check versus your dex check, Isabel.
Dex?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck! I'm terrible at Dex. Yeah, that's an 8. I ain't fucking beating a
19.
barbarian at advantage. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Isabel, as you stand up, you watch Thyra as she hunkers down.
Thada, no.
As she like pulls her arms around you in like a tight bear hug, you actually get lifted off the ground as she takes you forward a couple feet, and just like holds you up there and squeezes you.
Just start like hitting like her, like slapping her, trying to get her off.
Wait, what
And
are
I
you doing at
assume-
this point?
There you go, that a girl. Hug it in, bring it in, come on.
Are they on
Get
the
it
ground,
all
or
out.
are they like still standing up?
That's the standing up. Isabel's just in the air, and so is Wade.
Oh,
both
no.
being supported by Thyra.
It's spread.
Free is like pissing herself laughing. This is the funniest thing she's ever seen.
Siren, her bare feet.
Yeah.
Wade piggyback, and then like this tiny elf girl's just like squished, like ugh. Oh boy.
You wanted a little quiet. We wanted to liven you up and.
It's not how you do it. Let me go, please. You're hurting me. It hurt me.
You're looking pretty down there.
Hey, fucking let me go, please.
I
That's all
will
I'm gonna say.
slowly let her go so I don't hurt her.
Yeah. Fucking hell, what was that?
That
Someone
is
had
what you
fun.
call a hug.
What
I
she
think-
said.
I don't think that's what people call a hug. I think that's what people call assault.
Huh.
Yeah, what?
It
Why'd
looked
you
like a
do
hug
that?
to me. It felt like one.
Hey, you're the one being crushed by fucking 200 pounds of fucking muscle and rage.
Oh, you want to see rage?
No, tie it up. Not here.
Rage hug.
Oh god. I'm gonna try to break
I
my
put my arm around Isabel again.
Alright.
Wait,
I
are you
Lightly.
still on her
appreciate
back?
it.
Or did you get down?
Sure, Isabel will hug her back.
Wait, are you on Thyra's back still?
No, I probably jumped down by now.
Okay.
Are you gonna join the
What
hug?
up? Yeah.
Okay.
Aw, there you go.
I just
Thought
want it to
we-
be known that Alakian has been, like, this entire time has been trying to start meditating, and then all this commotion, he's just like,
It's like, I hate these
Four of us
people.
are just
I hate you all!
I can
That's
see
funny.
that. That's
Well,
good.
Tell the
might be
ground
feeling
made
a
a
little
couple people
down.
happy.
Aye, well, just it's weird being this close to the mountains again.
Why is that?
Oh, shit, I said that out loud, didn't I?
Right?
Sure did.
Yup, sure did!
Shut up! Shut up, you fucking... I'm gonna throw my boot at Alakian.
I'm, like, probably a solid 20 feet
Yeah.
off the ground, like,
I
in
can
the
throw
tree.
hard, motherfucker.
You can make an attack roll anyway, just to see.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
that's a
I'm
natural
gonna.
20. Go fuck
At,
yourself.
at disadvantage or no, since I'm so high up in a tree?
That's
I mean,
fair.
you're not hidden. You're just, you know,
Well, it's far away.
there.
Tree.
And
Yeah, but
I'm
what's the
throwing
range
boot.
on a boot?
Yeah, what's the range of a
That's
boot,
the
man?
thing.
20, 40, typically.
Yeah, it's
for-
not great.
Okay, sure. I guess you guys wouldn't be technically underneath the tree because Thyra would have carried you back. So sure.
Fuck.
Just make it at a
Yeah. A disadvantage?
sure.
Yeah, that's a 13.
Yeah, as you are starting to get familiar with throwing this boot,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
pick it up and yank it. It just down in the dirt beneath the tree.
I'm gonna tighten my hug just slightly. I feel a bit weird too, being this close to home again.
It's not because it's close to home. It's close to the mountains, alright?
What happened in the mountains?
Things happen in the mountains.
Is that
right?
where your
That's-
dad?
Things happen in the woods too.
Aye, that's what my dad was. Aye, that's what happened. He's on these mountains. That's all I know about the past is it lives here, alright? Was born here. Born in that little village I talked about.
Do you want to go back or do you want to go around?
Oh, you mean the place where my father fucking murdered women and I was chased out for being a monster?
You're not a monster, Isabel.
Eh, well, they fucking thought I was cursed or something.
Cursed, you
fucking-
may be a monster. No.
No.
Does it matter to them much? All I remember is that they thought my family was cursed and they're going to kill me to break the curse.
So we're not gonna let anybody try and kill you.
Oh, don't worry, you don't have to worry about that. If anything, I have that handled pretty well. So
Well,
I
you don't have to do it alone anymore.
do appreciate that, but I don't like being this close to the mountains.
I'll give her an even bigger hug.
Don't? Tyrant, no.
Like not like suffocating, but
Yeah.
like a closer hug.
Yeah, you
Not-
start to squeeze a
not-
little bit.
I'm not feeling like being touched right now. Alright?
Oh, let him go. Let her go.
Power through the sadness. Power through.
I'm not sad, I'm more just uncomfortable around it. Bad memories. That's all.
Well, we'll make it quick. We'll go in and out.
Like, we're going around it, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
So you would have rather went around than through? Over?
I'd rather go around than through it,
Just say so next.
Well, we're going around. You guys voted go around, so that doesn't really... didn't have to break it up.
Lucky has been very intently listening to this conversation, but just hasn't said a damn word.
Well, I guess it's time for sleep, right? Yeah, time for sleep.
Sure thing. What's the
Isabel's
watch look like?
I guess I can
Well.
watch if Isabel's first.
Isabel's gonna climb into a tent.
Sure.
I'll take watch with Free.
Okay, so
Okey-dokey.
as Thyra and Free sit around this campfire with the gentle fireflies hovering above the grassland away from you.
I try to catch
Wade.
the ones that come close.
Okay. Yeah, Wade and Isabel, you hunkered out for bed and awake in his tree with the looming visage of the mountain range near you. That is where we're going to end the episode. So thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for playing. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm impressed that you decided to go for the long way around. I thought you guys would just power through, but
I thought
Me
so
too.
too. I was pretty surprised. Yeah.
I mean, you can.
I mean,
still...
if we would have went through, Wade and I wouldn't have been able to attack Isabel.
That's true. That was fun. That was worth
Yeah.
it.
Like,
I
I
mean-
mean, this is like the first time Thyra has shown her age.
You can still go through, like you are en route to go through. If you wanted to go around, then you'd have to just backtrack a little bit, but it would only take a day or so. And then it would add another, I think, 2 days onto the journey before taking the long way around. But there's plenty of time to think about it if you guys want to change your mind. Doesn't matter to me, I've prepped for both. So
Yep.
we will continue this for episode 10, double digits,
Woo!
10.
Big
Okay.
number
Okay.
10.
next Monday. Until
Let's
then...
frickin' lose it.
Honestly. Until then, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next Monday, and
Where we're having a 10-hour session.
Yeah. What? Wait. No. What?
10 hours.
All day. No, everybody's home anyway. It's fine. All day.
It's been said on the internet, so now it has to happen.
Yeah.
because that's how it works. Yeah, we'll see you guys
We'll do
next
the campaign
Monday.
in one session.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
So see you next Monday. Goodbye, everyone.
Peace.